Okay, so today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be playing chess, but I'm going to be doing it with a controller. Oh, you can actually hear it here. I'm going to be playing chess, but I'm going to be doing it with a controller. I didn't mean to be watching my own stream, but before I do that, I want to discuss something here briefly with like a new official schedule that I'm doing. But yeah, basically, I'm going to exclusively be playing tournaments from now on with chess, aside from just like games against friends and random unranked stuff like that. But as far as my overall, I'm trying to get to 2,000 rating, I'm only going to do it in tournaments now, somehow. Right, I don't always have to do rapid, but just I've been enjoying that, so I should make that a rule. Like, I don't play random games anymore, I'll only play tournaments. It's kind of the same thing, ultimately. I'll try to play mostly rapid, but I guess I can't play classical at all. So yeah, I'm using this DS4 for Windows to be able to use the controller like this. And I guess that... what all does it even tell you there? I'm using a PS5 controller. I don't know exactly why, just for the novelty and gimmick of it. This is kind of cool. I don't know how I would even prove that I'm using a controller. Like, you know, I'm using the right stick as the mouse wheel up and down. I had to configure some stuff, and I'm using the left stick as this, and then I have like X is the mouse. Like, for all you know, I might not even be doing it, but I don't know. Like, it's just a gimmick. Is there some way, like, maybe I could visually show you that I'm doing it? Like, I guess you'd be able to tell. Like, it would just seem like, look how stiff it is, or I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna do that. In fact, there might be a tournament in a few minutes now, since it's almost the beginning of the hour, so I don't want to miss if I'm gonna join that. Yeah. Oh shit. Well, I have 1 minute to discuss my schedule. So yeah, I'm actually playing this show with a controller. I wish there's some sort of feedback that would show me this. Like, let me see. But no, anyway, my schedule is officially now. These are my 4 series. Obviously, I have the 2 new first playthrough permadeaths for new games. So Indiana Jones, why is this one capitalized and why isn't that one? Because this one means I can keep trying again from the beginning if I die. This one means if I die, it's over and I just can't play it again for like 6 months. So the series actually ends, right? But this one I just started today, Indiana Jones, and Red Dead Redemption, just an ongoing thing. My Bounty Hunter series, that'll be on the Switch version, of course. Hardcore permadeath, which just means I have to go back to 0 bounty if I die. Just trying to get as much bounty as possible, basically, in that one. And then LeChess Road to 2,000. But like I said, now I'm officially introducing this aspect to it. And the piece set just means that I change the piece set every time I lose, which that'll be a little bit annoying to do with the controller, I guess. I kind of want to play a card game with this, like how Fraser Agger from fucking Far From Subtle always used to do that. I don't know why he used to do it, but I remember he would play Hearthstone with a controller. Like, why are you doing that? But no, tournaments only is going to be the new format that we do there. This is going to be my first game of chess ever with a controller. Like, why I'm doing it, I cannot explain. Bro is so addicted that this is what he's come to, but it's just to spice it up a little bit. Now, one of these 1700 ones I could actually win because I'm something of a 1700 myself, even though I've fallen off pretty hard lately. I'm in a position where... wait, where even am I on this? Wait, I'm not even on here. What's going on? I didn't see
10,
my...
9.
Oh, I'm actually below 1600. That's why I couldn't tell. The pin is
5,
mightier than the sword.
4,
The pin is mightier than the
3,
sword.
2, 1, 0.
The bishop is mightier than the knight, but that's just like stating the obvious. So let's just try like this. I want to give some sort of visual feedback of like how I'm doing this, just to prove, I guess, that, oh, look, I'm doing it with a controller, but this might immerse me a little more and make me actually play better. I'm dead that I would even be doing this. I kind of like it though. It's low-key kind of cool. Of course, it'd be hard in like bullet formats and stuff, but it's pretty smooth actually. Or at least I had to configure it quite a bit because it kept kind of bugging out, but effectively it's in a good state right now. Like, it's a little slow with the actual so like B, my circle is this thing, and then my circle is this. X is just a click, left click is circle is X, right click is circle, and then the left stick is the mouse, obviously the mouse movement. The right stick is like the mouse wheel, and that should be pretty much all I need. This you should build the mouse over. I can't believe I fell below 1600 though. This is crazy. Meanwhile, I'm distracted playing with the fucking controller like it really matters. Wish you a Merry Christmas, a little bit early for that. So yeah, if I do like one 1 hour tournament every day, they would take, I would still take or I can't take, that kind of constitutes a session. So this is like a bonus thing, but yeah, those are kind of like my 4 ongoing series. And then of course I reserve the right to just play any random thing whenever I feel like, which I kind of want to do with Path of Exile here at some point for some reason, but it's a situation where Path of Exile too, but it's a situation where you're basically able to, again, chess where I just play whenever I have time, whenever I feel like, in order to, he's got too much cover on there. They would take, I would take, they would take, I would take, they would still take. You know, whenever I have free time, I'll play chess, try to get to 2000, whatever. Then whenever I decide to, whenever I have time, I can do the Red Dead thing. Whenever I have time, I could also, oh, you know what, I messed up. Those two are the main series though, effectively, with respect to the actual, like the permadeath first playthroughs are going to be relevant in terms of the main series, like the Indiana Jones and the Slitterhead, for example, now. And then you also have the other thing, which is going to be the 2 sort of secondary series, which are going to be chess and the Red Dead Bounty Hunter thing, where those are just ones you could do kind of forever, infinitely. Just try to get your bounty to 1,000,000, try to get your thing to, wait, why am I number 1? Or no, it's not. It just looks like that. So again, try to get my bounty as high as I can. That's just an ongoing fun sort of arcade type series. Then also try to get my thing to, my rating to 2000 here. And also try to do it in such a way that I do those permadeath first playthroughs, which are meant to be new games that came out just this month or whatever. So I'm down 1 pawn, but it doesn't seem like a very big deal. And so I don't know exactly how to play this, but yeah, after this game, I'll try to give some visual feedback for my thing here. That allows them to basically undouble. This is adequately covered, so now we just have to play a very accurate pawn game. This is a very bad structure that they have here, actually. Or this makes me actually probably better and more comfortable with the arrows, surprisingly. I don't know really what is happening here because of the simple fact that, I don't know, it's just weird. Like, they seem like they're in a good spot, but they're not really in a good spot. If I go here, they could take with the en passant. And the reason why is because, okay, I basically have to get my knight out of there, first of all. Somebody's been timed out. I don't know why. They're attacking here, which could be a weakness for them, but I can't really do anything about it for now. Bringing the king out is actually pretty valuable, too. Let's see, we could trade that there. It's kind of important, but it's just not a good pawn structure, you know? You have that, so now the king actually has to come out. And the reason why the king has to come out is because, or I guess not, though. I mean, if I just do it like this, I don't know what's happening. If you, this is just weird. See, like, this is the kind of position you almost have to know and have studied. Like, there's nothing you can do with this position. It's just like, it is what it is. Like, you can't, I guess you could sit here for a couple minutes and try to calculate it, but I'm too lazy to do that. So if they keep going, how did you know? How did you know before I even did it? Controller speed versus mouse speed moment, even though that has nothing to do with it. I can't do that, which is unfortunate because of the simple fact that they would take, I'm very confused actually as to what is happening with that. We're very obligated not to take, right? It's very, very important not to take. And somehow we just have to deal with those pawns, which maybe I could do. I don't know. But it's a situation where I have the one pawn we could sort of spam check. I mean, we very well would have to sack for it. There's not really much I can do. Oh, come on, dude. Now I'm going to have to change my art, which I won't be able to do with this setup. Give me a stalemate. Bro. Bro. Wait, what? Oh, I didn't see somehow the second queen, of course. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, let me try to do, well, I am really, I mean, this is what the tournaments can do. They can turn it into a very difficult thing because now how am I going to do this with my controller? This is the hardest thing, to change the art and the piece set and everything while another game is immediately starting. This is insane because it puts the pressure on you in terms of time. Like, you just have to, you know, you have to go one after the other and just deal with it. So I forget what that one even was. It was like some 3.0 type shit. Stani 3.0. Streamer layout, super zen. At least it's taking a while to find the next game here. The chess test HD. Oh, the C theme. Now this one's kind of fun. I didn't actually pause it, but it's just somehow taking forever to actually do this. Or I can't actually even do it if I have to type something. Like, I could have the keyboard on the on-screen keyboard, like for the ease of access thing. So I was expecting just not to lose any games, so I wouldn't have to change my art, but I guess. So here, I'll make the first move. I'm not too happy about this, but this isn't really the fault of the controller, to be honest. This is just more the fault of the format itself of, you know, when I lose, I have to deal with this. This hue set challenge thing is kind of cool, but the problem with it is the simple fact that let me see if I can get some UI up here to actually show you what I'm doing. If it would give you like a visual representation of it. I guess it won't really. Let me go back to here. I'm not actually showing anything right now just because it's weird. It does show me I'm streaming in the main thing. But I messed up the chance of me potentially winning one of these because, again, I'm basically at 1700, so it wouldn't be that hard for me to win this, but it's not always the highest rated player that ends up winning these anyway. So I don't know what would sort of show this. Hold on. Controller, input, visualizer, like this. Gamepad viewer. Can you actually show this? Because I want to see. None. Oh, this is going to be impossible to figure out. I just want to give some sort of feedback to show like this is what I'm actually doing, but let's wait. But no, it's generally pretty comfortable actually. It's working fine. I kind of want to play a card game with this now just because. Okay, let me think here. We bring the knight. Why isn't this working? Player 1. Oh yeah, it is. It totally is. Look at that. I love it. Would it do it even if it's... Man, why has it got to do that? Why has it got to do that? Why? Like, will it show it when I'm here? Oh yeah, that's basically all I wanted. Weird how easy that is to do. Just to show you how stupid this is. Now you could bring the thing there. Bring the this is so cool. You could do this with so many things, but why you would want to do it is beyond me. You would think, oh, this makes it harder, which certainly it would be harder for bullet and stuff, I'm sure, obviously, but it's a case where otherwise it's actually fine. Right, like for these kind of formats. Or this makes it hard to even take a break or to do anything. Like it's very exhaustive. Right, like maybe I'll pause after this game and do something. Or maybe if I have time in the course of a game, that could be fine too. But this seems like just a mistake because you can't actually do anything with it. Right, you wouldn't want to take that. I don't know what I did with my D-pads. I don't know what that even is. It did something. They would take, I would take... Well, first of all, I can just take this. So I don't have to worry about anything. They can take there, which is weird. I would not have expected that. They're holding that there. I think I kind of made a mistake there because they could have just taken that. Even though that wouldn't be like leading up to a mate or anything. It was just weird. Or maybe the queen could have come in. I don't know. So you move the knight. That is dangerous, but the queen can't immediately come there. So if I take, they take, I take, they bring the queen. I can still escape, I'm pretty sure. Or you know what? Maybe why you can't is because of the light. Oh no. Because of the lights. Oh shit. Now it won't be mate because I can go there. So what do you do now? Like that was almost a perfect attack, but it was a little bit too obvious for an expert player like me. So we just want to go straight for the trade. You take here, there's no problem. I can just take back with the king either way. I got to develop the little bishop here. I do like this set a lot. That'll motivate me to play better. So I will actually have to pause after this game for at least a minute because I have to get up and actually do something. I wasn't expecting, you know, I'm not used to this sort of pressure associated with it. So that's pinned down. I could go here. No, I can't though. So they're pinning that, but what can they do to actually attack it? And the answer is there's nothing they can do. I maybe should have done this with the little seahorse. Most of these don't really make a whole lot of sense besides the seahorse being the horse. Everything else is kind of, although that is very clever. The fact that it's like an octopus with like an anchor maybe on it that makes it look like a cross. That is pretty clever. If you go to here, that would have been good, but it's not good because I'm a moron and I, you know. Okay, dude. Why don't I just play myself? Sit at the chessboard and play with yourself. Okay. Still better than what was gonna happen, or it's the same? You could try to save it, but it's just not going to even help you. It's just one of those things. Like you can't force yourself to. Holy shit, dude! You're being really fucking annoying. But you maybe gave up the fact. You gave up the fact that. Oh my god. You gave up the fact that you couldn't. Okay, I'm done, dude. I'm done. Yeah. Okay. Let me pause it. I have to change the art again. I'm not gonna blame the controller for this even. It's just like I can't play lately. I just cannot play the game. Okay, I'll be back in a second. I have to change the art again and stuff anyway. But no, I've been on a bad streak lately. You could say the tournament thing is always what makes it difficult. And the reason why is because what happens with the tournaments is, again, you're playing back-to-back games. You're playing more games than you typically would. But again, I kind of like that because what am I really proving anyway? Right, like I got to 17. That's a good checkpoint, I guess. And then anything I do now is just kind of a bonus or for fun or whatever. But you see how hard it makes it for someone because if you don't study and you don't have those fundamentals, it comes down fully to my effort. So like right now, I'm putting forth a low level of effort, so I'm getting destroyed. Whereas sometimes I can, you know, do very well, but it's like it's too dependent on that. Once you have some of the borrowed knowledge and stuff, now you don't have to worry because you you know, you have that to lean on. So like, oh, you know, you can play at a 2000 level with your eyes closed, literally blindfold chess, but like you can do that because you don't have to worry about it, right? That's the difference with where are we at with this one here? Man, I really speed ran through these P sets too because I've just done so bad. Street Fighter, that doesn't work. Newspaper, I guess is meant to be a theme too. I feel like we've already done this one before, but okay, I'll be back in a second and then I'll do another one. We got like 40 minutes left. Let's see who the leader is here. Sometimes I'm not showing what's happening, but it's only like 2 wins that they have. So I totally could have been that person because I played 2 games. Usually the leader will have played more games or won more games than I've even played, which just shows you they're not only winning, but they're winning quickly and convincingly. Look at the formats that I do, though, bro. I'm the biggest chess content innovator since Alex Botez. Like this, it seems so dumb and pointless, and it is. But this is the kind of stuff that I still do. So wait, this is my actual channel art for the background. Why is that? Oh, it's not because it's for it's like top 5 hard mode formats. Like, because otherwise I would say, why would I even use that as a thumbnail for a video? Okay, so let's just go ahead, finish this tournament off. You know, you get some wild matchups here and there, but generally this one would be only favorable because I can't even complain. I got exactly the format that I wanted, the 1700 or less, which is right where I am. Like, if it's the 2000 or less, then you get destroyed. But look how this guy's in front at 1200. Like, how are you this good? He's 1500 in classical, but no, I'm just playing with a very low level of effort here. What is even my rating? I don't even know anymore. That's how you know you're on a bad streak, when you don't even know your own rating. 1583, and even if I win this, I'm not going to get a whole lot, but we are simulating like real life over the board tournaments because they do get some pretty wonky matchups. If you watch like videos of that, you get what, you know, you'll see Magnus is playing at 2300, or even other contexts. Like, it's just kind of dumb. Now you don't need to save this. You absolutely don't need to do it, but I'm just acting as if I'm doing it, but I'm developing in the process. And so you have a situation where you can obviously, I want to stop the pin. I thought this might get me more immersed and make me actually focus a bit more. Like, you got to find every trick in the book that you can do. I'm very disappointed though, because like one of these times I want to win one of these and it's not that big of a deal, right? Rating wise, it would be pretty reasonable actually to do. Because I'm right there. Right, I mean, I might be 1500 now, but like, whatever. This is actually kind of shocking. How, this is obviously to do, wait, what? This is obviously to do or to blame for the tournament aspect. But the thing is that, you know, whatever. Like, I was on a bad streak anyway, so you go ahead, you do this, and then if you take, I can still take back, and you're threatening here pretty well as well. And so that might be a little bit difficult to actually cover. And the reason why is because, well, you're attacking that first of all, but you don't even need to cover it from there because you already have the rook cover. But you would take, right, this person's just really bad, 900 rated, but look at, they're like me. They're not only bad, but they're also moving way too fast. At least if you're bad, you should recognize you're bad and then try to, you know, you're playing somebody so much better than you, apparently, according to the rating, at least. You do this, and again, for winning this, I'll get a whopping 0 rating probably, because it almost makes it seem like they're losing on purpose at times, but their rating is genuinely low. But no, that's the biggest lesson I learned even too, is that early on or whatever, just like, I might not be good, but I know that I'm not good. And so what that means is, like, I can be careful. I'm not going to try to overextend, or like, however they played, it doesn't matter, right? You could be playing chess for the first time, but you didn't have to do the kind of things that they were doing. You don't have to know, you don't have to be a genius. I don't know how to explain it. Like, sometimes just less is more. Like, just don't do anything and you'll be better off. But This bishop is in a weird spot because... Okay, I guess I could move it now. I mean, you could just take it, but... I don't even care. They're not even doing it then. They're gonna somehow do something here. Oh, don't tell me. But they can't because of the knight. That could have almost been a threefold repetition kind of thing, or a mate of some kind. Unexpectedly. Bro, can I just do something or what? As long as they can't push out the knight, they really can't do anything at all. It's showing an Xbox controller, but I'm using a PS5 controller, but it doesn't really matter. Or what? Or no, it actually does. Or what? They don't have a PlayStation 5 controller? How can that be? What? You can take here. Like, again, I'm not trying to be mean, but this person is bad in a way that's kind of like weird. It's just like they're not even trying, or you should probably be able to do this. And it's still not mate somehow. You can actually just take the rook too. Like, you don't even have to worry about anything else. Okay, back to tournament. As long as I don't have to change my art, that makes me a happy guy. So in terms of the tournament thing, you know, it doesn't matter what rating player you play. You could just farm low rated players the whole time. I don't know fully how the matchmaking works in terms of this. Do I have the energy to do another one? I probably shouldn't, because I get tired at this time, even though it's still early. Like, I kind of go to bed early these days, and then I wake up kind of early, so I can't stay up too late anymore. I'm a filthy casual. Okay, this is fine. He's 1195. Yeah, I get to pick on low-rated players, but I also get to get destroyed by higher-rated players. But it creates some of these interesting dynamic matchups that you otherwise wouldn't see. And the reason why is because... Oh, did I just mess up? Losing the openings at 1500 rating on an inflated website. Fun and interactive experience, by the way. Yeah, that's pretty annoying, I guess, but they're not doing anything about it. And it's a situation where if you trade the queen, I don't really care. You're double attacking there. I don't know what's happening. This would be my normal signature move, is like that. But the problem is that you can't even do it. Oh my god, you're pinning it down. If you take, I take, but this is perfectly fine. They could have brought this a lot sooner, and there wouldn't have been anything I could do about that, I guess, right? That would have been a problem. But they instead wanted to do it with the queen and be all fancy and make like a cheeky queen move. You should almost just be able to pre-move this at this point. And the reason... Wait, what? What? Well, that's a bad move because, I mean, as far as I can tell, I'm getting it for free. Right, you didn't have to do that. You could have kept the bishop anywhere else, unless I'm mistaken, and you maybe could have... I'm so confused what's happening in the game right now. But they're just ultimately making bad moves because don't you know opening theory at this low rating that you're at, because you're such a... Because you totally should know that at this point. I am so confused right now. Even if you take, I take, you take, and then... Oh, wait a second. I don't know what is going on in the game anymore. I couldn't even explain it to you. Okay, bro. Okay. What is going on, dude? Like, sometimes worse players play things that you don't expect, but it's not like I'm an expert on openings anyway. Now, they're +2, which makes no sense at all. But you would think now that you should lose this, but somehow you won't, and I don't get it. But it's okay. I can still cancel too, believe it or not, even though... Okay, bro. Okay, bro. It's just... Something about this is very annoying. I don't know. Very, very annoying. Okay, how did you even do that? How could you not have done that before then? Oh, because I would have taken there. I give up. I don't think I'm interested in chess anymore. I mean, it is a background series for me anyway, but like I'm just not even playing the game. Like I'm just bored. It's just so stupid. I don't care. Just stalemate me so I don't have to lose more rating or so I don't have to change my art again. You just have to always be in the right mindset, which I never am. That is the reality. Like I find it boring to the point where on one hand I don't want to study, but at least the act of playing you should be a little more, you know, interested in as you're actively doing it, which oddly enough I might be more invested if it's a 30-minute game. Like, you know, you might think, oh, that would make it more boring because it's longer format, whatever, but in reality it's kind of the opposite because either you should be invested or you're not. So like if it's faster, then who cares? But you know, 10-minute isn't really that fast, but I don't get it. This is pretty dumb. I could try to do this to cover it with the pod. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Like I'm really it makes you think I'm losing on purpose, but it's more just like I'm playing just to play. I'm not really actually even paying attention or caring or doing anything. Now, you could almost think you're doing some sort of cheeky check, but you really can't do it because, you know, there's nothing really there. If you had done that, what would it have done? It could be partly that, like, oh, I'm doing this because I am playing lower rated players, but also I don't know what it is. The fact that you're playing back-to-back games so much that sometimes I would take a break or stop. Whereas here in the tournament setting, you're kind of compelled to keep playing more than you normally would. And also the fact that I don't know what it is. Just the matchup shouldn't even matter that much. Because if you okay, now I have to change my thing again. I only have one more piece of art though, so I guess I'll just stop after that. It's like I'm in a good position in a lot of these games too, but then I just lose interest because I feel like it should already be over. Or I just want it to be over, and the reason why is because I don't know, and I never construe that as like an excuse, like oh I'm bored or whatever. It's like I might be, but that just means I shouldn't play. It doesn't mean that um that's a good reason for losing or something. Translucent board, Discord emotes. I don't know if this really thankfully it takes a while sometimes to find games here, but it's just because I'm like personal use pieces. Now this one is Discord emotes. I feel like they load in after a while with some of these, but I don't know. You're in the game, but I haven't even done my art yet. This is so annoying. I guess I have them both on so I can use the Discord one after this or something. I'll just play like this for a while. It's so annoying. They won't even give me time to actually do my little format here, but I shouldn't be losing back to back like this anyway. It discourages that aspect, like, you know, you don't have to worry about this if you just don't lose. Okay, so this is the last one I have, so I'm not going to even worry about it after this, but for now, like I always do, like sections of 5 pieces of art, so I can just go through, and that should last me a while, but somehow it doesn't. But the only thing bad with this is the sensitivity is a bit low, which I can change, but this seems to be a reasonable amount. You have this, but you can't do it. You can go here. Some of the pieces here seem a little bit out of proportion, actually. Or I feel like I've used a lot of these sets before, but see, I don't want to do that because, oh, that's giving him too much initiative because I get to let him develop the knight. But then if I don't do it, it ends up being bad anyway, too. So you do it, you do it. I'm very happy to trade the queens early or honestly at any point. How am I 99th? What was I even trying to say? 90-90. How am I 99th when I've lost every single game that I've played? Like, what is this? I haven't even drawn a game, I don't think. So we go here. You are in a reasonable position. I got to go back to my fundamentals of the pink flamingo idea that I do, which is kind of like just, I don't know. Create this little pawn structure and everything that is so beautiful, and then you just get to do whatever you want, even though I already kind of messed that up because this isn't the V-shaped structure where you have one anchor. It would mean to go like this otherwise. So their thing isn't trapped, but it's still in an undesirable position. And the reason why, well, I guess this is fine too. So you go there, you're threatening here, which is a bit of an odd move. It was not what I was expecting. Money, I'm rich. Said nobody ever from playing chess. Except for streaming it, I guess, but imagine how you'd feel as a GM. Like you studied 20 years of your life and you're really good at the game, and you see these people, you know, oh, Alex Botez or whoever. Couldn't they have just done that and taken the bishop for free? Or no, it wouldn't be free. And again, I'm not blaming, come on. I'm not blaming them, but you know, it's not their fault. It's even to their credit, but it's a situation where you would still feel very bothered by it, and it's sort of a failure of the community or meritocracy or whatever, where you're rewarding kind of the wrong things, whether it be because of stimuli acme or other things. But that's a good opening they gave me. You gotta exploit these weak pawns that they do have some pretty questionable ones here. See, they were doing fine actually, and now they're gonna fall apart somehow. Bro doesn't know endgames, even though I don't know anything either. Like, this is so weak, whatever they have going on here. As long as they can't fork me or something. Like, their material was even. You know, they were even up a point. Let's look at the standing. 16. I have literally 0, I think, but somehow I'm still not in last place. Like, what, this guy must have lost every game too? I kind of want to do another one, but I'm going to be way too tired to do it. I could try to trade, but they're giving me kind of... They're giving me some free pawns here, so I'll take it. And there's something dangerous that could occur for them here as well. Because... I mean, it looks dangerous. It's mate even, but then they go here. And so what you have is a situation where... I don't know. You go here, you go here, you go here, something like that. The arrows are actually the best thing. It's much smoother and easier to do with that than with the mouse for some reason. I always struggle with the arrows that way for something. Now you have to even address the threat here, as well as worrying about the fork coming up. So that's a very crushing kind of move. that should just pretty much end the game. And even beyond that, I would have been able to take the knight too. It's like I could take, you go here, I could take, no, I guess I can't, or now I can. Or that's even a mate, so that's cute. How much did I get from that? I can't even see my own rating. It is 1577. That is unbelievable, dude. That is insane how much I've fallen off. Let's see what other tournaments they have. This is actually so much fun. I'm surprised I never really bothered doing this before. I feel like the main thing I had against it was everybody would sort of quit out. I guess I could do the less than 2,000 one too, but I would have to win every game because I can't, you know, if I lose a single more game, I'm going to stop because I don't have any more art. You know, I've gone through like 4 of them very quickly. So we do this, we give a check. This is a pathetic performance. I'm going to totally blame the controller. We gotta take it to the next level. You playing chess with the Power Glove from Nintendo, whatever that one was that AVGN made so much fun of. Why is the king so small there anyway? You could pin it down to here, which I guess now I can't even really do very effectively. But it's a situation where they'll go here. And I will go here, which itself is awkward. I don't know why I'm really doing that. And then you have a position where you can go here. And then you just got to double check your moves a little bit. Like, it doesn't have to be a big deal. I would go here. I don't know what happens with that. You have to have the will to calculate, as I used for one of my titles on YouTube, obviously inspired by Raz Al Ghul. Your studies are nothing. Your will is everything. The will to calculate. And that is exactly how you should think about the game, but nobody actually does. We can just go back. So by simply winning 1 game out of like 4, I'm already 53rd. But I guess a lot of people maybe just quit out or something. I really don't know. You can go here now, and then you can raise it again, something like that. If you do this now, it has no impact because it's not like it's pinned down to anything. And so you could put it here, even on the edge of the board, even though I don't like that position. So we could have created a V shape kind of there, but it didn't actually. Oh, I kind of like the drag effect of that too. I haven't really tried to do that. So what you have now is the ability to double stack, I guess, or that's not even covered at all, which I don't like. If they end Pizant, I take. If they don't, I take. I can't really cover it in a conventional way. And so if I go here, they'll just take, so I can't do anything. I just have to let them have it, I guess. They would take, no, I can't. I'll just set up for like a double stack, I guess. I have to ignore it. There's really nothing I can do, and obviously, oh, if they're sniping me, they would understand for that reason too. So you can go here, get the rarely seen triple, oh shit. The rarely seen triple stack, which is even more rarely good. Alright, I'm just outclassed by these players. I can't do it. I guess at least this guy's 1659, not that that's really too high. I'm just incapable of actually playing the game right now. I don't get it. Like, I don't get what is happening. It's so, like, basic. Nothing is happening, and I'm just getting so disinterested and so sloppy. So they're doing this to be all cute. And the reason why that works is because they have the back rank possibility. But it's not actually going to happen. They're trying to threaten there, which I don't have to indulge that at all. I could just ignore it. But anywhere I go to ignore it, they would just do that anyway. they would just give a check and force the trade, I guess. Right, if I had gone down anywhere was the only choice I had. Gee, I wonder if I should take the queen or not. Wow, what a move. You have some stuff going on here, which could be a little bit odd. At least if I could take a pawn of my own, I'd feel better for it, but I can't. You'll get one of these no matter what, but I can't stop the impending march of the pawns with my knight. I'd have to bring my king out. You're setting up a little trajectory here, but I'm just not really feeling it. I don't know, I'm not too happy with this. I'm enjoying the tournaments, I'm not blaming that really, but I just can't do anything. They bring that up. We can try to threaten this out if he moves the pawn. He could probably blunder his rook now even, and it wouldn't even matter. He would still win. Gotta keep spam attacking this, give a little cheeky threat. Raise, I take. If you give a check, I don't know what I'll do. I'll go here probably. I'll take, it's already over. You have probably some other capability to give a stalemate. Oh, actually, please do it so I can still do more, but I won't be able to. It's so dumb. I love that I've even done what I've done because it kind of shows you like nothing. And I love what better players say too, with all due respect, like, oh, you should study this or you should study that. Like, how have I done it before then? How have I beaten 2000s in whatever capacity, or how have I, gotten to 1730 even on here, or like 15 on, again, that's not a good accomplishment, but how have I even done that much if, you know what I mean? Oh, you haven't studied this, you haven't studied that, you don't know this, you don't know that. Like, there's always like the snake oil salesman quality to chess is like, oh, just do this to get better, just do that to get better. Yeah, you know how you get better at chess? You study everything all the time, all day, every day. You play all day, you play, nonstop. You have a teacher, you have a tutor, you read books. Like, that's how you get good at it. You just do everything and you just take it super seriously, like it's a job and like a college course and like a career, right? Like, I'm not saying that's easy to do either. It takes forever, but it's not quite the way that people make it out to be. I don't think I really want to do this. Maybe I'll do some other fun format which won't require me to do hourly rapid arena, less than 2000. I love this less than 1700 one, but there's one problem that I have, and it's that I'm simply not capable of actually playing the game. I cannot play anymore, period. I just can't do it. And the problem with it is that, I don't know, it's not that I'm playing at a bad level. I'm like literally just not even playing. I'm not caring. I'm not trying. I don't know what it is. Let me just make sure I have all these analyzed as I continue to keep using the controller, which was a funny little gimmick, but I don't know. Do I feel like loading up more art to do this? I mean, I really don't. That's too bad. Just disappointing because, again, even with my own patented pink flamingo technique, I've done so well. I'm just like not really playing discipline, or I'm making obvious mistakes. I don't mind. I'm pretty honorable and objective. Like, if somebody does something really impressive or above and beyond, but so many things it's just lazy. Like, oh, I just want to trade everything, even if I know it's not good, and then I end up losing because of it or something. It's gonna take forever to get back even now. I just don't get it. Like, I'm doing it backwards in such a way that, like, if you combine what I do, if I play at like a high effort level and everything with a little bit of fundamentals, you would see like a 2000 player, because I can get so close and get so far but in the end game, it doesn't even matter. But no, it's just like you're not really understanding the opening, you're not really understanding other aspects, but you can sort of subvert it because you just survive it, and then you can beat them on just raw effort or basic principles and win by attrition, which even better players do, right? Even if the standard is higher, it's still the same principle. I don't know. You could blame the tournaments, you could blame the tournaments, blame the controller, blame anything you want, but pull an old Kramnik maneuver too. But you know, I still respect him regardless. Whatever he does, it doesn't take away from how great he was as a player. And you know, he's the one who beat Gary Kasparov ultimately. And people always use that as a fallacy too, like, oh, you know, what does that prove one way or another? Like, you always catch somebody at the end, right? Like, oh, you know, Anand, when Magnus beat Anand, maybe that wasn't the best version of him, right? So, oh, would Magnus have been able to beat Anand at his peak in that same era? Or, you know, you can always debate stuff like that. Like, oh, the only reason why you beat them isn't because you're actually better. It's just because, oh, they were getting older or worse or something. And so, you know, you look at that with like Apollo Creed. When Rocky beats Apollo, it's only because, oh, Apollo is getting older. If Apollo was in his prime, of course he would have destroyed Rocky even at his best. Or, you know, there's some argument and theory to that. Or like my argument is always like relative to the eras. Like people try to discredit. Wait, 1606? Oh, I mean, I guess that was before. Like, oh, Paul Morphy, it's the peak performance and the difference between you and your peers. So like Paul Morphy was better than his peers by a margin greater than even Magnus is better than his peers. So people say, well, that era was weak, that's why. But whatever made the era weak would have applied to him as well. He didn't have access to books or theory or study materials, etc. And so he suffered from that as well as everybody else. So that's how you measure greatness. How do you compare to your peers under the same circumstance, condition, with the same resources, same advantages, disadvantages? And so he was able to overcome that, right? Whereas everybody else was, oh, this era is so weak, but why is it so weak, right? That applies to Paul Morphy too. And even like Will Chamberlain, the same thing. Whatever supposedly made the era weak applies to them as well. And so you're in a position where obviously whatever makes the era weak applies to them as well. And so that means something, right? That you can't discredit that. You can only measure somebody against their peers. Like, what do you want them to do? Become a time traveler where you're able to, you know, I don't get it. Maybe I'll do another one of a different format here in a minute if I can. Like, how much time do we have? We have like 5 minutes. I could do like a... I don't like Super Blitz. Or what even is Super Blitz? Just 3 minutes? Less than 1700. I almost wouldn't mind doing... Dude. I don't know. I'm just not having... Let me see if I have the energy for it. But then I would want to join like right away. And I won't have my art and stuff in time. Let me think about it. Okay, so today I'm going to play more games of chess with a controller, and of course we're doing that tournament-only format where I'm only allowed to play rated games in a tournament setting, at least for Rapid, which is the main thing we care about and trying to get to 2,000. But before I do that, let me look at the Twitch Recap 2024. I always like to look at these just so I have them on video and saved in some form. So I think I've caught them all the last couple years. It's not something I ever really noticed in the past, or maybe they didn't even have it in the past. Like on my old channel, I don't remember it, but yeah, let's just look at this. My assumptions about it would be probably chess is obviously up there as my most streamed category, just because I always do it as like a filler thing, and it's always just, you know, something I'm doing on and off, so it ends up being the most. Even if I'm doing other types of games more, like I might do more hard modes and more permadeaths of different games, but just for the same game over and over. Right, chess has been like my most streamed category in every year except for maybe the first one, 2022, because 2021, I mean, because I came back and I wasn't really even playing chess then, but I'm pretty sure 2022, 23, and 24 probably would be all three. Chess is the number one, and PvZ Heroes is probably going to be up there too because I did that hard mode challenge no crafting, and towards the end of that I played it quite a bit. According to Twitch chat, whether you streamed, watched, or lurked on 2024 on Twitch wouldn't have been the same without you. Let's recap. Upgrade another brand with a recap. One quiet gamer, choose your recap. Let's go. Streamer or community? What does that mean? What? Okay, I guess I'll look at both. After you bob to the bottom, remember to share your recap. Yeah, we're sharing it by effectively streaming it and whatever. Best times of the year. Hour stream 669. Wait, what's happening here? Okay, yeah, I guess we can do this while I do the recap. That's fine. Oh, we have our nice little Binding of Isaac piece set too. This is one of my favorite ones. Yeah, I'm literally playing and doing this with a controller. I actually don't even mind it. For all of these kind of time formats, it doesn't really make a difference. Hour stream 669, which actually for me is pretty low. That's only like an average of 2 hours a day, not even, right? When I typically would do a lot more than that. Total streams 450, obviously at least showing that we do it every day, right? That's always a habit of mine, but that's actually not true. There were some days where I just fell asleep before I started, and a lot of days where I'm just really tired and half asleep while I'm streaming, unfortunately. Distinct days. Oh yeah, rub it in my face. You missed. There's no way I missed that many days though. That's actually not even true. I couldn't have missed 16 days. I probably missed like 2 or 3, so I'm not sure why it actually says that. There's no way. I make a big deal out of it too when I miss even one day. All right, sorry, I'm just kind of distracted a little bit for a second. Hours watched. I don't know what that means. Watch, like that would just be myself. Like if I'm sitting in my own chat, which I'm often not doing, because I often just am in there logged out because I'm kind of too lazy to log in, honestly. Because I don't really watch anybody else. Those numbers seem good. I mean, blew my mind. Did you touch any grass? Give me more recap, please. Grass Lord, give please. What face seems good? Yeah, this is an example too. Like even as I'm doing the recap, I'm playing my most streamed category, which is chess. Top categories of the year. Yeah, I kind of call that. It should tell you exactly how long you did them. I guess you could find out some other way. Chess is number 1, top 10%. What does that mean? Like I'm a top 10% streamer in that category based on how much I streamed it or how many people watch me doing it, which I kind of doubt because that's whatever, kind of a low bar. Top 10% just means you're not any of the random people with 1 viewer, but oh wait, I almost am. Like how could I be top 10% in these even? I don't know if it means like I guess I'm just top 10% in everything, which doesn't make any sense because I'm a nobody clown who averages like 3 viewers. So chess obviously makes sense. I just always do that on and off. PvZ Heroes makes sense because I did that big finale for the series and the whole no crafting challenge. Arc, I don't really feel like I played that much, but I guess I was doing that permadeath first playthrough and it went on for a while. Magic makes sense because I was doing a regular series of that. Hearthstone obviously should always be on there. Which at this point it wouldn't be because that's the first time like since it's come out or whatever since I stopped playing it. Or no, I guess I took other breaks with it, but I wanted it to be like one of those things where I even said that, oh, I'm never gonna stop playing it until it goes offline, basically on some regular basis, even if it's once a week. But I guess I've broken that. Cool cat categories. Top stream of the year. Oh yeah, this was the one where I got hosted on like a New World, I think. Somebody 123 viewer, because I was gonna say that's very uncharacteristic for me. I was playing New World for the first time, I had only played it once like when it came out, and then I was doing this throwback format like a couple months ago, and so somebody hosted me with like 120 viewers, which was really nice. Goat Money, greatest stream of all time, at least 2024. That is actually probably the greatest of this channel. And even after obviously a lot of those people left, I still averaged about 20 viewers for that stream, which is pretty good. That, and then I had one where I like had 17 viewers just in chess for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why even. Top tags of the year, permadeath, obviously English game. I feel like English I never put in there. It just does that automatically. PogChamp, let's talk about chat. Hey guys, hey, that's us. Enough chat. I finally made my own emote too, which is similar to my channel art, which is like the Diablo shush thing. 6,858 chat sent. Cool story, Bob. Let's talk about the happy little emotes. Top channel emotes of the year. Wait, what? Oh, well, I guess channel emotes. Look how blurry they look here, though. That makes it look awful. He brings the knight. I can just do this. Collaborations of the year. Raise received 3. That's kind of nice. I'm trying to remember which the one was that was for that, because that would have been big. It seemed like even we got a lot more small ones once in a while, but I think it might have been this guy who did the New World one. Hey guys, that's a lot of hype clips, or it didn't happen. Clips of the year, unique clippers, really only one. Yeah, I kind of stopped doing those myself too. I always used to, but then I kind of gave up because it ends up working out better just to do them on YouTube, so then I get lazy and I don't even bother. High scores of the year, new followers 79, pretty good. Points spent in your channel, 66,000, probably by some of the same people over and over. Komodo High, way to grow, lol. What else do we have? Based on the recap, this year you were the super strategist of the year. I don't know what that means, like, because you're playing strategy games. I saw that Anna Kramling won that, like, strategy game streamer of the year, but she didn't win chess streamer of the year, which doesn't make any sense because that would encompass chess anyway too. So I don't know how inconsistently they did that, but share your recap. Super strategist of the year, 79 new followers, 1,000 hours watched. These are pretty much, all 3 of these make sense, or even 4, because I was doing these on a regular basis. Like every Tuesday I would play chess, and every Friday I would play this, and it's kind of changed around now. Every Sunday I would play that, every Monday I would play that. So Arc, I don't really remember playing that much, but 450 total streams, total chat sent. Yeah, let's just pretend that that means we streamed every day, even though I didn't. Your other recaps community. Yeah, let's look at that one. Great year, keep scrolling, Kappa, Kappa, Kappa. It was pretty much the same as the previous years. In fact, in some ways, it might even be worse because I don't know, I wasn't streaming as much, basically. What you have here is they could take that. I thought they would take with the pawn for some reason, actually. So you're threatening this. I could do this, but then it creates a problem still. If they, I don't know. Alright, let's see what the difference with the community one is. Just different coloration. Twitch chat has something to say about everything. Top categories, epic battles, celebrity cameos, video games turning into shows, and Brat turning into an emo. This is 2024. Oh, great. That's the same thing. Choose your recap. Let's go. Light theme, dark theme. Cool cat, let's dive in. Dino dance. Ridiculously big numbers for the year. Active streamers. Wait, this is just like a thing for the... Okay, I get it. I thought it meant like your community. You got the best cosmetic. Yeah, thanks. I do like this one. Oh, what is that? What is that? I'm not even paying attention. Or it was exactly as planned, because he might not be able to get out of this, actually. But no, I totally just wasn't even paying attention to the... I just haven't been playing well lately. Now, this one is like, even if you take the queen, you... I would take, you would take, I would take... It would sort of compel his takes, but he'll take with that then. But that didn't really work. But it's not a big it's not a big loss, because now you take that. Oh, it's still bad though. If you could like keep it where you can't escape, right, and then you also save this, that would be better. So for example, his stupid knight can't be saved now, so it's going to be lost anyway. Okay, dude, you're really gonna do this, huh? All right, so the point is that we win the knight back, so actually everything's fine despite my mistakes. 21 million active streamers, new streamers 9.51 million. Yeah, everybody's chasing that big Twitch money, the Twitch dream. Hours streamed 879,200,518. All this time we could have used trying to solve cancer or whatever. 20 billion, 20.35 billion hours watched. What face? Numbers too big, does not compute. Categories of the year, GTA 5. The sad part with that isn't because it's actually GTA 5. A lot of it's GTA RP or other stuff. I always have a purple way to win the purr 2024. So somehow I actually did fine with that despite how badly it went. In fact, it's so comfortable that there's nothing they can do. I don't even have to worry about it. This shows you how pathetic the knight is as a piece. Like, what a garbage piece in the game. You can just kind of chill. I don't even have to worry about taking it with any urgency. I can just do it whenever I feel like. Right? You can cover the pawn. You can do whatever you want. Now, that might be a little awkward pawn position, but that's a small price to pay. I'd rather go here just to make sure that now the pawns are comfortable. And so let's just finish the community one. People came from all over the world to explore Los Santos. Yeah, to explore a fan-made mod, you know, kind of RP setting, not actually the game itself. Or the online too. Together we conducted heists, raced the streets, trolled each other for literally billions of hours. Way to go, criminal masterminds. Just chatting, 843.39 million hours watched. North America. Oh, just the world versus, okay. Everyone knows we love to, that shows you North America is non-violent compared to that. They'd rather do just chatting than GTA. You go there, you see this is a pretty comfortable drawish kind of game. You just gotta watch like where that knight is gonna go, and doesn't seem like a big deal. Everyone knows we love to game, but turns out our real favorite thing is just hanging out, just getting together, just chatting. This year, just chatting grew by 9.31%. You know how much stimuli Acme, you know, content there is there. That's the nice way to say it. Whoops. Oh, really? They make it so that they're going to bait you into clicking on some of this? Asia Pacific, 263 million hours watched. Valorant Champions 2024 was held in Seoul with over 1.4 million fans cheering from the chat. Shanghai-based esports legend Edward Gaming took home the win after weeks of fierce competition. Europe, Middle East, and Africa. No, people are just watching Pokemon and other random people. That doesn't have to do with, you know, the tournaments and the high-level play. Just like with chess, they'd rather watch Botez and stuff than actual, you know, whatever, the World Championship or something. I'm actually doing fine on time, too. Europe, Middle East, and Africa special events, 3.8 million peak viewers. Like at one time? That rarely happens in any category that you get in the millions. iBuy outbid himself this year, literally setting a new world record for highest viewed stream ever on Twitch with La Velada del Año 4, breaking his own record from the previous year. Latin America sports, 48 points. Yeah, there's been a lot of this, actually. I never really see it on there, though. It's like you have to go look for it. If you know, it won't seem to show up on the homepage or something. This year, Kings League, a real football league, okay, that streams exclusively on Twitch, took off. The first Kings World Cup was held in Mexico this summer with over 1 million viewers tuning in. GOAT emoji, greatest categories of all time. Okay, at least this year. Top tags of the year. Wow, this goes on for a while. Chill 2024 must be a stressful one, but the chill tag was used more than any other on Twitch. We watched 100 million hours of ASMR to help us relax and found a community and calmness going into cozy gaming. Games like Stardew Valley grew by 23 million hours watched. I'm not used to reading this fast. This is like when I played, what was that game? Okay, they're double attacking there, pretty obvious. Open stream chat. Oh, hey, I saw it. Yeah. So you can accept the fact that they'll take there, which, how much you want to bet that the actual thing is going to be a problem too now. The knight could be an issue here too, because then, oh, he'll do it the other way. Okay, fine. So I'll trade that without hesitation, and now it comes down to he can't move the knight unless otherwise I take that. I don't know really if my position's much better, but it's okay. Right, we take, technically the knight isn't so bad in a position like this, but it's a case where you can't do that, but there could be some problem. And the king can be really the deciding factor. Just the fact that my king is out by such a margin, like, that was actually a very bad move for a very obvious reason. This is why I don't like chess, because it's just like everything is obvious if you actually just use your brain. But I never do that. From Lam Adia to Miskiv, lots. I don't know who that guy even is. Tons of streamers have opened up about their oh god, ADHD and built welcoming communities on for neurodivergent folks on Twitch. Don't use psychological conditions as a okay, whatever, dude. Anime was a trending tag all year long. Together, we drew anime, watched anime, loved anime, and dreamed of eating anime food in 2024. Pokemon, our love of Pokemon is strong as ever. The Pokemon World Championship will stream live on Twitch this August, racking up over 1 million hours watched. Go-to snack of the year in a survey, Chicken Big Mac was a clear winner, defeating perennial contenders like a half-eaten burrito bowl and a whole rotisserie chicken. Brushes with fame of the year. Oh yeah, I think Kai Cenat won Streamer of the Year too, just overall. Okay, that was a pretty obvious thing. Like, that's what I feel like. You may as well just play chess with yourself. Sit at the chessboard and play with yourself because it's so... Everything is so obvious. Like, you can just literally see it as it happens, but you just don't care. Or this is why you got to play like a classical game. Whatever we do here, you're kind of restricting its movement at least pretty well. So... the best thing that can happen with this is the fact that the king can come out. It won't be up to the pieces here because the pieces just aren't doing all that much, but it's a situation where you just have to be careful about some of the checks and everything. And of course, my bishop is much more dynamic than anything else. I don't really have to keep it here, but... from Tyler to John Cena, Twitch was so famous that famous people just kept showing up. Here are some of the favorite celebrity cameos of the year. I'm not going to really watch that, but Kai sleepover with Kevin Hart and Drewski had us staying up late all this summer. Guess who fell asleep first? Hey guys, how lucky is it that Kevin Hart that got to meet Kai in real life is Kevin Hart that he got to meet? I am Slayonce. Is that actually Beyonce? Okay, Bae didn't technically stream, but we got a glimpse of how life-changing it would be if she did in a super big commercial. Oh, that dropped during the superest, biggest football game of 2024. Maya, celebrity streamer of the year. I don't know what that means. Like a turtle probably appears in the clip. Phrase of the year. Jinzi and the sketch reel. It shows you how little I actually watch anything. I literally don't. Like anytime I have, I just stream myself, but like I have no idea what who any of these people are or anything. So he's +1. I mean, this is a very tedious game, but whatever. Just go here, I guess. Like, you don't have to really do anything. Like, is he gonna come up with some crazy god level knight sequence of moves that nobody's ever seen in the history of the game? Like, there's just nothing you can really do, bro. The king isn't able to come through, and the knight is just making itself a target, so I don't really understand what is happening here. Now the king can come. No, it still can't. Or no, it can. So this move is very deadly. You should not allow that to happen, but I get a pawn for it, I guess, so that's fine. And so now you're able to kind of bully the knight a little bit. You can't move this pawn. I can try to go behind. Like, look at how much more versatile my bishop still is. Can't try to Ujir, and his signature "What's up, brother" was used by every. Really, that's it. That's not a very noteworthy quote. From streamers to pro athletes, and his favorite brother Jinxie crushed it in 2024, growing his community by 101.3%. Now that's what's up, Franker Z. What's up, brother? Games of the year. We played way too much Fortnite. This one is exhaustingly long. Oh my god. Yeah, I prefer mine that's just very quickly going over my dead channel and how pathetic it is. Like, at least that's to the point. They're going to attack stuff on that side, and there's nothing I can do about the knight. And so the point is, do I trust that I can attack his pawns enough in the amount of time that he's going to destroy mine? And the answer is probably not. This is actually probably a pretty bad idea. But I guess what I can do is also hit this one. This isn't going to end too well, I don't think, but as usual, the knight can be a major liability, so there's nothing to worry about. See, now you have to worry about this, and this one's pretty close. I mean, you probably already have to sack the knight, right? You're not going to, yeah. And now you might still be okay because of how stupid this is, but if the king can just cut ahead, you can do something. This is so stupid. Like, imagine the game actually going like this. Look how pathetic the knight was, too. It was absolutely ridiculous. I don't know exactly what to make of this here. Like we put it here and now you can't even move anything. Oh my god, this is chess in a nutshell, by the way. Like the most tedious, drawn out, boring, repetitive thing just to get a draw in the end. Like what is this, dude? Doesn't matter. You can't do anything. You can literally do nothing. Fun and interactive game, by the way. The perfect game. And this is at a low level. Just imagine if it's at a high level. No, let's actually just manual. You get the threefold repetition. So stupid. Good game. Absolutely disgusting that that's even possible at this level. Like we both played pretty well too. I bet that's a high accuracy game. Games of the year, we played too much Fortnite and a whole other league when it comes to League of Legends, but there are a few more games that made 2024 like no other. Co-op game of the year, Helldivers 2, 43.14 million hours watched, or maybe just bug killing game of the year. Yeah, they copied that one movie that Cisco and Ebert hated, or Ebert at least hated. The what is that called? It's some old movie where it's just all about shooting bugs, and it has like a similar satirical tone to it too. Starship Troopers, I think. Or maybe bug killing game of the year. Either way, this game pitting people against bugs blew up in 2024, peaking with a whopping 18.68 million hours watched in February. Wholesome game of the year, Fields of Mystria. I haven't even heard of this. 1.63 million hours played. Turns out 2024 was a big year for farming. We saw comfort in the idyllic village of Mystria while we farmed, fish farmed, and relaxed for literally millions of hours. Better than real life game. I'll add the dyslexia tag by the time this is done, but I'm just trying to read it super fast. I wasn't expecting it to go on this long. What time is it? Oh, I was gonna join something at 10 for the tournaments because that's almost exclusively what I wanted to play. There's nothing even good for rapid though. Like, what is the rapid format even? Perk defense. There's not a single one that I can even do. Like, what is that? I'm trying to make it where I'm only playing tournaments, but I can't even do it anymore. If there isn't one available. Crazy opposite bishop endgame draw. I think I don't recognize the pieces. Oh yeah, that does make it more confusing. But yeah, that was an incredibly boring but yet still thoroughly played game. In fact, yeah, I didn't even look at the accuracy, but this is what happens when you use a controller too. I can't even navigate this. Yeah, it's gonna be like 90 plus, I bet. Oh no, I guess not. Oh, that was pretty bad, actually. It just looked pretty clean. Like nobody made any super obvious mistake. Or actually, I did, but I at least identified it when I did. That's a blunder, but then he ends up winning a pawn later because of that position. Or that was almost a pretty good recovery play where I seem to blunder the bishop, but then... And then I make a blunder again. Blindfold chess. I have tried that before, but I can barely figure out what I'm doing even without. Oh, is that actually a tournament? Chess 960, anti-chess, super blitz. That would be kind of fun as a format for one of these too. Everybody just has to play blindfold. Less than 1500, which I'll be there pretty soon because I've been tanking my rating so hard. Better than real life game of the year. Grocery store simulator. Simulation games plus 91% hours watched. We're not just living in simulation. We're playing a lot of simulation games, from supermarket simulator, truck simulator, power wash simulator. They trended way higher. Lethal Company, I swear, yeah, who don't you want to come home from work at the grocery store to work at a grocery store in a video game? Like, I swear I'm not trying to kill you. Game of the year. Lethal Company, everyone was trending for the adrenaline rush of the funniest survival horror game of the year. Thanks for the jump scares, the pranks, the sweet clips. UFO 50, 2.6 million hours watched. Yeah, whereas Among Us on here, since that's always such a trending game, just for like, you know, big streamers to turn it into like a reality TV show for themselves. Okay, so the game isn't technically retro, but it came out this fall. But gamers loved the homage to classic 8-bit gaming in this 50 and 1, yeah, like Action 52. You can't moderate, you just have to do it normally. It doesn't work as a tournament. You can explore the positions of your pieces. Grand Theft Auto 5. But yeah, I mean, I've never really been too good at. I guess I can do it like slowly. If I played a classical game like that, it would probably be fine. Right, I would play at probably the same low level that I normally do, but Grand Theft Auto 5, 1.46 billion hours watched was all anyone could think about, and we had the same. That's the funny thing, though. I bet it would be more for the RP side than actual. Certainly, nobody's playing it for the single player because there's only so much to do. Most anticipated game. We asked a bunch of people about the most anticipated game, GTA 6. Why not Elder Scrolls 6? I would prefer that. I mean, because of how much they ruined GTA by just forcing you to play online or whatever. Oh wow, didn't see that coming. Demon Queen of the... Look how long this is, man. Oh my god, I could play like a correspondence game in the amount of time that I didn't expect to have it go on this long. What of these could I actually do since I'm such a clown? Less than 17, less than this. 1 plus 0. Some of these are just simply too fast for me to even play. I guess I could do this, but I'll get destroyed because I'm not even... Or what, I can't even join? Oh, it has to be... Okay. Because I'm just provisional, so whatever my rating is, it wouldn't even count. Like, I can't even play any of these, dude. I guess you can just do this one without any rating requirement. I don't even mind Blitz that much. Demon Queen of the Year, Iron Mouse, our cringe Demon Queen, grew her community to a astounding 320k subs. I should almost just do it in multi-box because this is literally like reading a book right now. I don't know why I feel like I have to read the whole thing, but just because. I'm just curious to see what it is. Oh, here we go. The controller shenanigans start again. And this doesn't count for my little permanent FPS set thing anyway, so I can just keep using this one as much as I want. Yeah, you think maybe I'm going to flag in a setting like this? Where was she? Now it's completely off. Cringe Demon, you're by 320k subs. And raised more money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation along the way. Virtual avatars took over Twitch this year with the VTubing tag being used 11 million times. Yeah, that would be good for me since I hate doing face cam anyway. People fell in love with these characters, the world, the communities that they're building. You could try Horde, pretty fun variant with low theory. My only tip is that 1 piece for 2 pawns is a really good trade for black. That's like the pawn Horde one, right? Yeah, I've played that a little bit before. I feel like that's one of those that's probably just, there's just like a right thing to do. And then once you know it, it like kind of works every time almost, or I don't know. It just feels like there's limited amount of things you can do with that. 11 million times people fell in love with these characters, their world, the community they're building. I do kind of like that as a concept, the whole VTubing. What 2024 trend should be a new category on Twitch? AI versus aliens. Almost half of those surveyed. What does that even mean? AI versus aliens. Brat, and it's completely different, but it's still Brat moment of the year. Charlie XCX took over the world and turned it Brat green all summer. Then she took over Twitch and debuted her remix album. Chat got bratty and used the Brat chat emote. 808 on Twitch. Wasn't the only artist spinning. Okay, I'm not even going to read all this. Best DJ lineup. Which streamers were blowing up in 2024? Standout streamers of the year. Kai Cenat. Yeah, where was he last year? Like, did he just like start streaming this year, or he just wasn't as big? Like, nobody had really, I don't know. They make it seem like that for like normie people who don't follow something. You like, I never even knew who he was until maybe this last year. All right, we'll go here. I'm kind of just burning my clock, but I don't really care about this format, I guess. I wanted to play rapid, but I can't because there isn't a single rapid format in there, or at least not like conventional rapid. The Kai Cenat. Horde is not really that easy. Got like 1900 elo after 1 week of research. Can't do the same thing all the time. Theory is really long, but like in normal chess, most of the time you don't need theory. Yeah, it's weird to think about though when like so much of it is just the same piece. Okay, we go here. You could do that like with anything. Just make everything's a knight. Everything's a, you know, a rook or something. That's my nightmare position because of how much I hate knights. Just every piece is a knight. I don't know what is going on with this even. From celebrity streams to fashion to reinvent. Yeah, that's the funny thing too. Even from a surface level, I don't even know what he does. Like, what game is he known for playing? Probably not any game. Like just chatting type stuff. The most famous burger in the world. Kali was everywhere in 2024. He's in this recap 3 times. He's capped off the year by breaking all-time sub record with over 727k subs during his Mafiathon 2 subathon. Rivers GG, 10.9 million hours. Mexican streamer River GG grew their community by 6.48 million followers and was voted streamer of the year at the esports awards. VTuber GTA 5. Okay, I'll just kind of skim through Queso. Twitch Pride Guild leader. Yeah, where are some chess streamers or like anybody? Anna Kramling or Hikaru or somebody. 17k raised for charity. Give more recap, please. No, please no more. Post-apocalyptic hellscape of the year. Is that Emmy Rossum from like Shameless? I just noticed that now. I think I've seen an image from the show before, but that kind of looks like her. Fallout 76 Gleaming Depths. The Fallout series on Prime nominated for 16 Emmys this year. Yeah, and what does this have to do with Twitch? It's just a TV show, like based on a game, but so what? Secret Level, Borderlands show or movie. I don't know what that is. Chaos Loves Company. Okay, I'm gonna flag and I don't care, dude. As if I don't do that normally anyway, even in normal games. Arcane, like rapid games. Arcane, obviously League of Legends show. Grasslord, I confess that when the show first came out, I didn't touch any grass for the whole weekend. Good one, 239th attempt. Elden Ring. Remember that pommel horse Olympic gymnastic guy? Okay, just wait a second, dude. Oh, come on, come on. I was trying to pause it. It wouldn't even let me. Remember the pommel horse. Okay, medal-worthy moments of the year. This is insane how much they put on here. Like, Jesus, this is not a recap. This is just the whole year. This will take me another year just to look through this damn thing. Anti-chess is the worst variant you can play. The most heavy theory variant I have ever seen. Absolutely hate it. They're verified first move forced losses. You would think I should excel at that, though, because that's where you're trying to basically lose as much as possible, which is my specialty. But yeah, I do like 960 quite a bit, but I just don't play it very much. You would think I would have always liked variants more than regular chess, which I actually kind of do, but I just wanted to get to a certain point in regular chess first, but I just haven't been able to do anything with it so far. I've been pretty much the same the whole time, honestly, because I just refuse to study, and you kind of have to. Brazilian streamer couple took gender reveal parties. Okay, this is really what Twitch was made for. Seems like real, like these hot tub streams. Like when Twitch was first made, you might not say it now, but when Twitch was first made, if you said, "Oh yeah, right, we're gonna have hot tub streams and all this kind of stuff," you know, there's no way we want our platform to be associated with that, and then this is what it turns into. 80% of Twitch streamers agree that Twitch feels like family. Chat of the year. We'll sign off with this. Jazz Lady 87. Unplug it and then plug it back in. What? November 15th during what? Like he's just giving tech advice? GY well played. What is GY? Should be GG. Cool cat, see you in 2025. Your other recaps. Okay, that was exhaustingly long. Great year. Keep scrolling. Yeah, I prefer mine because it's so much shorter because I'm just a useless clown who has, at least they make this sort of concise, you know? Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's not a surprise to see chess as my most streamed category, but PvZ Heroes, I guess, was kind of a little bit interesting because of the whole format I was doing with it. Just the whole no crafting thing. Yeah, I did try Go once, actually. I guess the whole, which is objectively more complicated than chess, technically, because it hasn't been remotely, like, humans are better than computers still, to some extent, or it's somehow considered more complicated that way. I don't have to leave this here at all. Oh yeah, I forget you show up in here too. Oh yeah, let me show off this then, since I'm doing it. This is just the same thing, right? Jesus Christ, that was like a book, man. I was expecting like a short little. Let me do like a 5-minute intro looking at that. Here, let me shrink it down just to prove that I'm playing on a controller for whatever reason. I felt like doing this. The main formats it would hurt in is if you're playing Bullet or something. Obviously, he sort of trapped himself in here a little bit. But yeah, Go is very complicated, and Shogi as well. I guess the problem with Go is that the whole notion of every piece is the same could be perceived as boring by some people, but it doesn't mean it's not complicated. Like, at least chess has that going for it, that it has a variety of pieces to get bored by instead of the same one over and over. Or even, Shogi is very, very insane. Okay, they bring that here. I'll just trade. I don't even care. Allows them to undouble the pawns. I'm just kind of annoyed that I didn't get to play an actual proper format here. They'll take, I'll take. They can check, I could take, they could take. Doesn't even seem like that bad of a position. I did that little cheeky thing with the queen and the rook that I totally didn't have to do at all. Bring out the rook here. This seems like a pretty reasonable move to make. Yeah, I played pretty much every major thing. I was doing that like in June last year, where like I went through every single major board game I hadn't played, and I did like a session of it. So I did checkers, I did shogi, I did Go, I had already done shogi. Go, I did something else like Chinese chess, like Zhangji or something it's called. How am I higher ranked than this guy when I just joined and I just lost the first and only game that I played? Like, you have rating docs for them. Might look over for fun. What do you mean rating docs? Like my rating for it? Probably not very much because I didn't even play that much. Not that I hadn't ever played checkers before. I had never played Go before though. It's one of those Eastern things, I guess, like in the West, like in the United States or wherever you might live, right? You never even hear about it. I've never seen it. I've never been at anybody's house and they had a board for it or ever played it. Right, like chess is common, other things are common, but no, Monopoly is common, but nobody ever has shown any interest in Go that I've ever known. So it's probably just more of an Asian cultural thing where, it's just much more common there, and here you don't hear about it at all. It's kind of like the whole thing with why is chess not that popular in Japan, because they have shogi instead, so that ends up being kind of, that's just a dumb move, and I know it's dumb, but I'm just doing it anyway. I don't really care. Oh, I'm surprised he even did that. Oh, like most fun. I mean, I guess I haven't played them enough to really judge it, but I mean, shogi seems very good. It's just like a little stressful. I don't think I would like Go that much, honestly, because of the whole repetition of pieces. I mean, chess would be better than Go for that reason. And I wonder what the draw rates in each of these are, too. They're probably all pretty high, as much as I make fun of chess for that. So shogi would be up there. Go would be a little lower just because of that, certain reason. Doesn't mean it's a bad game. And then checkers is actually pretty fun. I don't even mind it as much as people make fun of it. And it's the same issue as like, the same people would say, oh, it's so simple and so easy. It would take you years to probably study that too. And it would take you forever to, really get good at it. And if if Magnus played the best checkers player in the world, he'd get destroyed the same way that, vice versa. The best checkers player will play him. It's not the way that people make it out to be. That, it's so simple. It still takes forever. Okay, I don't know why I'm even doing this. Or wait. It's like bugged out. It was saying join when I was already in it. I don't even want to do that. I really just wanted to play a rapid game, but I can't. Like, there's literally no format for it. Or this one, I guess. But then I don't want to either. I don't know if that should even count, because it's meant to be just like normal rapid games. This is so annoying. How can there not be a single normal one? This one I could do, but I'm not going to be on this long. Let's see, maybe if he wants to play another one. Because at least these don't count for anything. Or he's already playing something else. What is he doing? Just probably a random rank game. And this almost becomes classical when you're doing 15 plus 10. Pause, resume. I don't care about that. Yeah, let's see what else is there. Like a 960, but that's too fast. 3 plus 0. I can't even join most of these because, again, I don't even have a rating in that. I guess I could just play random games like let's just try Blitz period and try to get our rating up so that we could qualify to play in some of these. Go draw chances are pretty high, pretty sure. Oh, comically low. Checkers is solved. Yeah, but see, just because checkers is solved doesn't mean that the actual draw rate is amongst humans is. I'm sure it's still very high, but you know, it's solved at the computer level. But as far as people are concerned, I'm not exactly sure how it looks. Like, even, you know, chess could be like that. Like, the best players are going to draw over half the time, and it might be solved by an engine, but it's still respected like the same way. Pretty low. Yeah, I think shogi is actually pretty low too. Oh, what is this, dude? What is this? Let's go like that. You should never move the queen this much early. I'm just kind of bored right now. They'll totally miss this because they're only 1,000 rated player. This is me just role playing like how I would play as a kid when I would move the queen the most because, oh, I think the queen is the best piece. I mean, you know, because it's the best piece, you should move it the most, but you should wait and actually save the best for last, basically. Yeah, what other one did I play? I must have played some other board game in there. It was some really obscure one. I can't remember. Oh, whatever, bro. Like, as if these people really know what they're doing. Trying to remember a board name. Yeah, as much as, you know, you could like and respect chess, the problem is that people use like some, if you were to try to use like a sole criteria to say, oh, why do you play chess instead of other games, or what, you know, what's so good about it? People would say, oh, it has all these billions of combinations of moves even after the opening, and, you know, that complexity. But shogi has more combinations, or go has potentially more. So like, if it was purely the complexity issue, then there's other games that would meet that criteria even more so. So that can't be the sole reason that you like it. So like, what about it in particular do people like? And probably they just don't think about it that deeply, so it doesn't really matter to them. Like, it's hard to pick like one criteria that would really make it the best. Because again, even that supposed complexity is outdone by countless other games. Never mind the fact that real-time games have infinitely more things going for them. Like, every second in a real-time game has way more options than, what am I even doing, bro? Has way more options than something else. I'm just doing this because I want to show off this piece set. That is very cool, but I don't get to, oh, he tried to do it all cheeky like that too. This isn't even part of the tournament thing. What am I in bullet? Oh, this will be the worst though, because I can't even move this fast with the controller. This is the real hard mode where you'll really notice it. Although it doesn't seem that bad, really. Because Because it takes me this long to... okay. It takes me this long to think anyway. Why did it make it look like I could still castle there? Okay, bro, just... I'm actually pretty high there. I don't know how. I'm like 1400 here, which is relatively not bad for a format that I never even play. Come on, you're white. What are you afraid of? Here we go here. We do the basic opening. It's fine. We'll do this. And he'll probably raise there. We'll take. He'll take. I'll check. I'll trade for whatever he wants. And we'll stop the pin. We'll go here. Oh, come on, man. Can't even let me just do a basic opening. This is the best motivation too to go on a win streak, is the fact that, oh, I don't want to lose this set, but that would only apply to rapid when I actually count that. You can't do anything with this. You can go here, but I don't really want to. So we can go like this, try to trade. Take this, take this. You have this thing going, which I can't do anything about. You try to trade the other one as well. Or just trade this. Brings the pawn. Damn, that would have almost worked if the queen's not there, but... like, oh no, I blundered my queen, but then, obviously, he would have been back ranked. This is the kind of stuff that would actually work in bullet. He can always just do something there. Okay, now it's going to come down to flagging territory. This is also another issue with chess, is like, oh, how do we take a game that's as complicated and great as chess, apparently, and make it better, or whatever, and you do turn it into a real-time game by worrying about the clock instead of just, you know, the inherent merits of it alone are not enough to carry you here. That is so stupid, bro. Okay, I guess I just won't even bother. Free check one. I haven't played these really too much. I'd probably play Chaturanga more than anything, but that's not really a variant of chess. In fact, chess is a variant of that because that's the original thing. I mean, generally, I haven't had a hard time finding these, but like the 1700 and below one is really the one that I want to do. But obviously, I'm not going to have time here. And even... I should try to climb in some of these other formats for some reason. Not that it won't make me worse in longer ones, but I'm already playing so badly. Like, I should try to get Bullet and Blitz to 1500. I guess the 2+1 isn't that bad if you're just trying to focus on speed. But look at this. Look at this. I can barely even do it, or I have to turn on my sensitivity then. If I just beat them positionally, it'll be fine, but it's hard to do that in such a short amount of time. Okay. There's just always one move like that where you're just rushing. You have this potential here, but it doesn't necessarily work. Okay, I misclicked there. You would think that's such an obvious thing that they would actually not have allowed it, but that's fine. Okay, this is all good. It just comes down now to the speed rather than the quality. They would take, I would take, they take. I go here. I should be able to take this, but I can't. So time-wise, it's okay. This is probably the worst thing to do. Right, this format, as far as using the controller. Okay, bro, come on. Not that I don't hate Bullet anyway, but once in a while I should try it. Or I get like the provisional boost. I just learned how the pieces move yesterday. I want to ask if it's possible to get to 2100 in a month. Chess.com ratings, by the way. I mean, if you study literally 24 hours a day, every day, I wouldn't put it past some people, but that's where it's kind of deceptive. Is like how, I studied, I played for a year and got to such and such rating, but in the same year, that other person could have played 10 times as much, right? It depends how many hours and stuff you're putting in, but obviously you still can't do it. Hey, Gilaz, how's it going? Okay, let me try another. Let me try this one actually, even though it feels like cheating the whole thing because now it's going to be too long. So can I actually beat them positionally in some way before I worry about time too much? Okay, that's fine, except you have to cover this. You won't take there. I don't really care too much about it. If you take, I take. You won't take. We can go here. Okay, take here, take here. And you can go here. Now at least I could open the king, I guess, because you get to trade for the queen. That's good. Go here. So you got to keep it simple, which I'm usually pretty good at doing, but I'm just being very lazy as of late. You take here. You could double stack it. So this one is getting hit pretty hard, but they do have the bishop to still cover for it. But I could do this, and then I could just... Now, would I assume that I have a good enough position in terms of the pawns, which maybe I do? I'm up +1, and the position is kind of like... very, I don't know if it really favors me enough, though. It's kind of still limited. Like, this alone should be enough to just win you the game, I guess. It's going to come down to some of these other stupid pawns, actually. Right, where it's still not going to be enough, necessarily. You got to always, like, not double push pawns, because you got to kind of milk the number of moves that you got to make. But there's no real concern, either. It's like... I would take, they would take, I would still take. So that's just a winning trade. So they just lose right there. It's over. Pre-moving like I'm Hikaru or somebody over here because I'm so smart. Like, wow, look at that. This is totally cheese, though. I don't like these increment formats or, bullet feels like it should only be 1 minute with no increment just because you always try to, like, stretch it as far as you can. Like, oh no, I'm playing rapid, but not a 10-minute game. I'm playing a 15 plus 10 plus something, like, just drag it out as much as possible so it doesn't really even feel like the format anymore. Or like what is the longest classical you could push it to before it reaches correspondence. Okay, this one I'm already playing very weirdly in such a way that I don't like it. Even if you don't know what you're doing, there's like a certain comfort zone of like you don't want to do too much or you want to play in a certain safe way. It's hard to explain. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I was trying to do it with the pawn. Okay, that's all fine. It's only +2. That's not enough to make a difference. And so you go here. You can go here. You can try to trade again, which I really shouldn't do when I'm down when you're down material. You should never do that. You got to make the most of what you have. I'll try to take this. Okay. Nothing crazy should happen here. You can just kind of play around their bishop or something, I guess. Where you get to, you'll basically get to, what is that? Oh, shit. Keep everything off a light square or something. So that is adequately covered. I don't even have to do anything. But it's not really going to matter too much. In fact, it's still covered even without that. Okay. Like, how does he even know that I'm gonna do that? He did it so fast. Sometimes, like, that happens just almost by accident. Okay, whatever, just for the sake of time. I love how popular these formats are, too. Like, whether you think you're gonna learn like that or improve like that, or whether you think that, I don't know, it just kind of misrepresents what the game is all about. But yeah, this is kind of annoying that there wasn't a single format I could actually do. But no, this is going to be like my new rule as far as rapid games to actually ladder or whatever is only going to be in a tournament, which normally has not been an issue. Hourly bullet arena. But no, I should almost try to do that sometime, but I don't really like these other formats. The try to get to 15 in blitz. You would think I'd be a little better in blitz. For some reason, just like it's a bit longer, so I can take my time a little more, but this you kind of just win by sheer accident whenever you do. Moving pawns a little bit too much here. Okay, bro. I mean, I totally saw it too. I just don't have the discipline to wait. Like, what's even the point then? Sometimes you will make a comeback like that, but yeah, there is some sort of provisional boost that's going on with that. Like 5 plus 3. Now you're pushing the range of how long you can try to make blitz. Some of the cutoffs are not even really official either because it's different in like a real tournament setting. What is considered what format? I mean, this should always be easily achievable. In fact, it won't be that different than even when I play Rapid because I never take advantage of all my time anyway. Like, I'll, you know, oh, you have 10 minutes, but then the game's over whether I win or lose in a very short amount of time. So it just shows you I'm not really thinking. The very ugly pawn structure we have here. But yeah, somebody might just make a mistake and blunder their queen at some point in a way that obviously happens more in bullet than anything else, but somehow it only happens to me. So I'd be happy if you took because I get to undouble my disgusting little triple stack pawn there. Okay, we can double stack this. I'm not in a bad spot. But these positions end up becoming so weird, which maybe you could perceive that as being fun. Like, oh, look at these different variable positions that you'll get. But it ends up being kind of pointless because you, I don't know. It's just nobody knows what the hell they're doing, so it ends up just being a waste. What? Okay, I'm just playing everything like it is bullet anyway, so why even bother? Let's see. I'm not gonna wait this long anyway. So let's just look at which ones they have coming up. There's a fixed rotation where you always get that 1700 one at some point. Maybe they're always the same every day too. Less than 2000 is fine. Less than 1700 is fine. Less than 15 is almost going to be where I'm at because I keep dropping rating so hard. This definitely has hurt my rating a lot, but I don't even mind because it's effectively the same thing. You'll get some wonky matchups up or down sometimes, but it's a case where, you know, you should be able to deal with that, or it simulates like maybe a real life tournament setting a bit where the matchups aren't always going to be on the nose. People do play people like 500 rating above or below, even if the gains are adjusted, so it's not a big deal how much you get or lose, but it just seems like a waste of time. Like you spend hours and hours playing a classical game against somebody, and then you only gain like 2 rating for it because they're so much lower, or you only lose like 1, so it doesn't even matter. Let's see if we've analyzed all these or not. Yeah, this has been a pretty weird stretch where I just haven't played at a very good level at all. It always goes from one extreme to the other. Like I was doing well for a while and got to like my highest rating ever and had some of my highest rated victories ever for whatever reason. It wasn't even that long ago, just like a couple weeks. And so now either you get overconfident or you get lazy or bored or whatever. Yeah, we do get to show off this piece set until I actually do play a rapid game. Yeah, that one was pretty frustrating, even with the draw that we had against him. I don't mind playing them in a unranked context like that, but but yeah, like the whole fascination with Bullet and the whole streaming culture is always negative to the game because it's like you're misrepresenting it to low rated players. Like that's not how you learn or get better, or it's just kind of like showing off and like you're not seeing the hundreds of hours that it's the perfect analogy for that, like in anything in life, right? Like, oh, you don't see the hours you put in at work in the gym for like an athlete or whatever. You only see the flashy plays on the highlights and stuff like that. So it's the same thing. You're not seeing that, oh, this person sat there for 20 years and read books and studied and did all this. You're just seeing them show off, and it kind of makes the game seem like different than what it is. That like, oh, look how just innately genius they are, even though a lot of it is just the work that they put in the whole time, like even to whatever innate knowledge they have then. It's not like they're just born with that or something. You kind of shortchange the amount of effort that it takes to get in to be that good. Even amongst the best players, like you think, oh, Magnus is just that way because he's just innately that genius, or is it because he's worked harder even than other grandmasters and super grandmasters and studied even harder than they do, possibly? Right, like, oh, maybe if Ding worked even a little harder, he would have beaten Magnus or whatever. Fabiano drew him in every single game, so there's not much more he could have done, but and then loses in the tie breaks. Like that's the ultimate highest level accuracy championship probably ever because they're just both playing for draws every time and padding their accuracy or whatever. Which you could say, oh, that makes Magnus look bad, but they were only separated by like 6 points in the rating. Like he was like 28-44 Fabiano at that point. So there's only so much you can do at a certain point. And then you have to turn it more and more into a real-time game because of how objectively flawed it is. That is like one of my expressions. I should just use it for a title in one of my YouTube videos. Like that draws are a sign. The high draw rate is like a subliminal sign of an objectively solvable game, even if it's not solved yet. Right? It just kind of shows you that's one of the wrinkles in it. And that applies to a lot of turn-based games and a lot of board games, especially, I'm sure. But it still is a legitimate thing to consider. Like if you're trying to advertise chess as a game that, oh, you should totally play this game, it's so good. Oh, but what happens? Oh, the majority of games don't even end in a satisfactory outcome for either participant, and you have to study for 20 years to even get there. And the more you study and the better you get, the less of an outcome you're gonna get. Like it's just completely nonsensical. Yeah, this has turned into basically my filler category when I just don't have time or energy to do anything else. I just do chess, which is kind of a bad thing, as if I shouldn't put more effort into it a little bit. How are all these analyzed even? Or these must be older. Okay, whatever. But I do like this dynamic of trying to use the controller. I just want to do it in a rapid game at some point here, which I was doing yesterday. But yeah, I have like 4 distinct series that I'm going to do now. I actually wanted to do PoE 2 as well, just because I'm known for memeing on the Diablo style game so much. That's like one of my most disliked, always one of my most disliked videos whenever I'm discussing Diablo games and how I don't like the perspective, the top-down thing, and how it's like quantity over quality for enemy types and encounters and items and everything. Everybody always gets so triggered by it, so I probably should do that. Okay, see you later. Okay, so today was of course the day that Gukesh won the World Championship, and I don't have much time here to start a little tournament, so let me just get into this, but yeah, we can kind of celebrate and reflect on that. I don't really want to be playing chess right now. I have other series that I'm trying to do, and I just can't get around to having the energy or time or effort to do them. And I'm not using the controller this session either. I was trying to use that the last one just because. But no, I've been addicted to these tournaments, and I'm only even playing in the tournaments now as far as rapid and rated and stuff. So that's just like my new format, but yeah, Gukesh won, and the sad thing with that for Ding, though, regardless, I had predicted that Ding would lose no matter who he faced because I was identifying his choking tendency, and I was way ahead of the curve on that. But whatever. The point is, Ding had the best chance to win this now, according to a lot of people, and just generally, because since he won game 12, right, they drew game 13. So all Ding had to do perceptibly was draw a very drawish position in this game, and then you would get to the tie breaks, and then you would win because people were assuming he was going to win the tie break. So you were in a drawn position in the final game. All you had to do was draw that, and then people assumed that you're going to win. Like, there was no failure state for Ding. You take a draw to a draw in a relatively, stale position that, again, he made a couple of mistakes here that are like 2,000 elo mistakes, which, again, you can say what you want, but like that one game, game 11, right, that was a kind of position where I even looked at it like I didn't know exactly how the game ended, but I saw that position, and it's like it didn't take me that long, even myself, to figure that out. So even as a clown like me, it's not super obvious, but for a super grandmaster world champion challenger, right, like a 2,000 rated player should be able to see that. This dude would see that in a heartbeat, a little fire at. Like, it's not that crazy, that move where like you take, and if you take the bishop, whatever, you take the bishop, or I mean the bishop is covering, so if you take, then the queen gets taken, or you take the rook on the back rank. Like, it wasn't that crazy of a move. Ding definitely struggles on time pressure, so I'm obviously have that ongoing meme where I called him a choke artist and stuff, but I was so ahead of the curve on that because a lot of people started saying that after the fact. Like, I said that before he even played Nepo, right, that, oh, he's a choke artist. Probably nobody would have said it then, but then he exhibited that tendency there too, game 7, even though he won. And then after he won, I said, oh, he's 100% not going to win the next one because he got lucky and carjacking got banned for political reasons, and Hikaru is a full-time streamer, and like all these people he's facing are not at their best. Magnus isn't playing, even Nepo kind of chokes, although that's kind of just part of the game, but you can't really use that as an excuse, like, oh, he's going through something psychologically.
10,
You don't think
9,
that everybody is?
8,
Like it
7,
wasn't psychologically
6,
exhausting for Gukesh or for other people? Like,
3,
it's always like
2,
that.
1, 0.
Right, that's the whole big part of the game. So I have enjoyed these arenas quite a bit, but the problem is that I just haven't played very well, and this is obviously a sick piece set. Some of these items, though, I don't even know what they are. Like, I don't know, I'm not an expert on the game. Or at least these are the assets from, like Rebirth, more so than, I guess I know the original a little better. That like ran in Flash and that always had some laggy kind of issues. You just got to take your time a little bit, and if you can do that, then you'll be in good shape. Yeah, Gukesh played well, but I think that game was a little bit disappointing because I would have rather seen it go to the tie breaks, even if you assume Ding's gonna win or whatever. Like, my whole disappointment with Gukesh came with that moment of like, you win game 11 and now you can just draw game 12, 13, 14 and you just win. That's it. So you're trying to tell me it's hard for a super grandmaster to get a draw, but it's like, I don't know. I was kind of a little disappointed because I thought, okay, now maybe he's going to lose because you gave yourself, after game 12, you put yourself in the perfect position. That's all you had to do. But now you can't. You lose a game that you have no business losing, and it's just weird. So you take. I never liked making that move, but it double stacks the pawns. Yeah, I have like some strong rook ideation. Like, I want my rook to be open, so I don't want this pawn here, but I don't want their rook to be open like that. No. But yeah, now you can discredit both of them and say, well, you get to what do you call it? It's getting a slice of pizza. I don't want to do this, but what if I just do this? It seems too unnecessarily ambitious. Like, I do it, then they just move. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, he's the youngest world champion ever, and obviously it's very good, but if Magnus was playing, and I don't like to use that against people, but in the big picture, yes, that's relevant to still point out, because you obviously have some other, it's not the most impressive thing ever, as if you had actually beaten Magnus the way that, like, Kramnik beat Gary Kasparov. Like, at least he beat the guy, whereas, like, Bobby Fischer walked away, so nobody really beat him. But there is a certain responsibility that comes with that in terms of, for some reason, I just really want to do this move. But I'm not going to be able to protect it. Like, what's the point? I'd rather do this. But no, like, with, what was I saying? Like, if Magnus was playing or not, like, there's a certain responsibility. So to be fair, Magnus doesn't get to call himself, oh, I'm the best player in the world, even though he is, and people give him that, and the rating and everything speaks for that. The point is, there is a certain responsibility that comes with it. So if you really want to say that, then you should just play and win that. And if you don't want to, either, if it's so easy for you and you're so good, then just go ahead and do it. But if you're not confident, then that's a problem. And if you're kind of burnt out and bored and you feel like you've done it enough, that's also part of the game, because you realize that it shouldn't be that hard for you then if you're so good, or that's part of the challenge, that's part of the responsibility. So that is the fair element that you get to consider. You have that responsibility to do that, and if you don't, then you can't be upset or diminish, like, Gukesh or Ding isn't the real world champion, but it's not their fault that Magnus isn't playing. So you can assume that, Magnus is burnt out, so if he did play, he would lose because he's not into it psychologically, and that's part of it too. Like Bobby Fischer at his best could beat anybody ever, sure, but like relative to resources available. But part of it is also the idea that you have it's the idea that you have the psychological element. Like, are you motivated? Do you really want to do it? Do you really care? Are you really engaged in putting forth your best effort and all this kind of stuff? That's a big part of chess, especially, is the boredom factor. Like, if you're just bored of it, you don't get to say, I say that all the time, but it's not really an excuse. Like, I'm bored, I got bored of the position. It's like kind of just, that's why they call it a board game. I like this as a segment too. Like, if I stream only an average of an hour a day, and I happen to only be playing chess because I'm a clown like that, but it's the case where, I just go and do one tournament, and that's the whole thing. Right, and I just play every game, and that's fine. You really think I'm going to lose my Binding of Isaac P set to you, bro? Like, all due respect, you're a nice guy. You play kind of a cute way, but, dude, you got no chance. By the way, I'm like 1700 myself, but I just somehow have fallen down pretty hard, partly to blame on this format of like doing it in the tournaments and back-to-back games and stuff, but But no, I do love this. I mean, it's not really any different than what I'm normally doing. Or I like to do the one that's like 1700 or less. But the problem with that is, like, obviously you can't always choose which one there is at what time. But no, these happen way more often than I ever thought. Like, you have to go and look for them in the little arena menu. But I always assumed, like, oh, there's only like one tournament a day and it's just one, fixed format. So something weird about that move that I don't fully it seems like better than maybe what it is, because I can take and then I'm attacking the queen, but it doesn't really do anything. But there's something more. I can just sense it. Like, if I do this and then I do it, you'll be screwed. Possibly, I guess. They would take, I would take, so you'd win a pawn, and if you don't, then, I mean, you win a pawn either way, or, this pawn is going to become very instrumental, I guess. So what you should be trying to do now is you should be trying to, I don't know. Like, yeah, what is my real take on the... I was going to do like a little intro and talk about it, but I just had to rush because I wanted to catch the tournament at the beginning of the hour. But my point is that Magnus, doesn't get to say that. That's a fair point, I think. And then also, you're in a position where... you're in a position where... like, about Gukesh, like, what do you really have to say about it? And the answer is that, I don't know, he played well, but Ding also is psychologically has certain weaknesses, which I don't like going easy on him for that either. Like, if people say, oh, he's going through this or that, like, so what though? That, again, that's part of the game. That's part of the responsibility. You don't get to just say, you're a world champion, but you feel... oh, I'm stressed out. Like, you don't think everybody's stressed out. You don't think, Gukesh is stressed out. He's a young player, all this kind of stuff. Okay, that is a very deadly spot, but I have the knight there, right? But then what happens is the pawn ends up there, and then the queen ends up somewhere, and then you lose the game. So you have to watch where where the queen's gonna get to, if they can somehow adjust that. But yeah, I watched some of that, and I was assuming it was going to be a draw even. I mean, it was set up to be perfectly, and then they just didn't. Now, that's the wrong spot to move it, because you should have moved it here, because then you could put the pawn there. Right, so you're already playing this the wrong way. Now, that opens this, but that's too easy for me to really protect, and so I don't have to worry about it too much. If they take, I can easily take, and then I can start to... shoot down this way. And so this is a good attacking principle actually that this displayed. It seemed like I had a good attack, right? But you got to go about it some different way. So you always got to bait and wait. That's a good chess principle. Bait and wait, where you have something that seems obvious, but it's never going to work because it's obvious to them too. Then you got to go and do something else and distract them. But then whatever vulnerability you originally saw is going to pan out, because now it's like, it'll pay off in some other way. So I can't do that. I am not really too worried about this here. This is covered. I like my position here. It's pretty comfortable. I wish I had more sets like this. Like, there was the Legend of Zelda one, but that one doesn't work and stuff like that. I would love to trade, but they're not letting me trade. I mean, I could offer it up. But the problem with these kind of moves is, like, if they don't do it, then it could lead to something bad too. Like, oh, then they'll attack it with the rook, and then I don't know. Then they can take, but they technically can't because I'll do that. Like if the king wasn't specifically there and I did that same, well, but then the rook wouldn't be open then, so I guess it's fine. But it's a risky proposition to be sure. Take. I could double take. Look at all these 1300 talking trash. But yeah, this will be dominated by some 1900 player, and it's not even fair, but this is how it always goes. That was sort of just a lazy move where I get into the mindset of, okay, that was pretty good actually for them. You can create a double stack on an open file for what that is worth. They do have a pass pawn here, and I don't, so I'm kind of a little bit surprised. I'm not loser, but loser. Okay. He's taking issue with the spelling. Or, oh no, not I'm the loser, but I don't know if I'm doing this right at all. At some point I get kind of a little bit like, now you're really gonna have to bring the king all the way out, and I mean, this really should be a draw, but they're gonna try to get overzealous and do this, and it's not necessarily going to work, but it's still annoying. Like, it's surprising that we're even having to deal with that, because like, I guess I'm not up material, but okay, so this is good, I guess. Now you have to cover this. Unfortunately, I have to stay here, though, connected to that. Now, that's a risky play. Like, can I really not make it back? I would take, they go down. I would go back. I guess I can't because of the king, because of their king. That's so weird. A loser is one who has loose motion due to eating excess pizza. I like the thematic nature of this this chat going on here. Damn it, they made such a good move because now I can't get my rook back in there. I hate these kind of drawn positions that something like this happens. This is kind of what we just saw in the World Championship even. The fact that, oh god. I mean, if I do that, it would have been fine, but they're not letting me. Yeah, I have half a mind to do this, but I know it's not good because you can't. How did this happen, bro? I don't get it. Whatever, like, I don't care. I just can't even imagine. Like, they got a pass pawn, they got something, even though they're not up material. I don't understand it at all. Okay, that's fine. They're gonna have another pass pawn there. They can't really give like a super damaging check though for now. You almost want to keep this more in the vicinity though somehow, but I won't be able to stop it. I don't understand what happened. Like, it's so stupid. You could still set this up to sack, and then honestly, even if I sack, no, but the problem is they already have the queen. Like, if I sack it for the queen directly, that's fine, but it's not even gonna happen. I hate this kind of aspect of, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I hate that aspect of the game because it's like you're in a stale drawn position. Like, come on. What do you think this is? The game 14 of the World Championship where it was clearly a draw, and then they just don't, you know, they just don't make it happen, but it's very dumb. In fact, I have to change my set and everything here too, unfortunately. And of course, I'm going against my own principle that like I can draw literally any game up to like 2000 rating if I really want, but I find it so unbelievably boring that I just don't do that. Like, I've shown that I can do it. I went on that crazy streak one time of like 15 games in a row against like random people or something, and every game was a draw. Even when I could have potentially won, I think I went out of my way to draw just to try to prove a point. Because I was getting pissed at like how people were arguing with me, like, oh, oh, it's only a draw at the high level because people play perfectly and blah blah blah. It's like, no, it's just a draw because that's just how chess works. Like, there's so many ways to manipulate that. And German philosopher set, I guess, is really what we're going to be doing, huh? That was one of the best sets ever, obviously, but it's too bit late. Okay, we got to go here on Flicker. Unfortunately, this takes a minute, but that's okay. I'll just play a couple moves, or I hate to play when you can't see it, but I have to do this more and more, but it's only because I'm so bad and I keep losing. I was even making fun of that guy too, like, oh, it's so... I would love to see, like, what... Wait, something went wrong. What do you mean? Inactivity, out of days browser. What? Now you're gonna do this when I'm in the middle of a game? What? I can't log in. Oh, god damn it. Well, I guess we'll just concede the game like this then, because I have to change my set, otherwise I'm not allowed to play. I have no idea what happened. I can't log in, so I can't do anything. I don't know what piece of art I'm on. I don't know anything, so how can I do this? Makes no sense, bro. What? Oh god, I'm so unhappy with this. Somebody's actually spectating the game too. Okay, let me try to find it. I'll have to manually do it on some other site then. Okay, it's like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Troll. Oh, this is at least a cool one to look at. Can I go back on my Imgur account that I couldn't use for a long time? That's the whole reason why I went to Flickr in the first place. Yeah, I don't even care, bro. Just I'll AFK out of this. That's fine. I thought I would have something more to say about it, actually, the championship, but I actually don't know. I was just making fun of Ding the whole time, but I definitely saw that like way in advance, so I do feel like I deserve some credit. I always have these takes that are ahead of time, and then people get mad at them, and then later they realize that, oh, I was right. Okay, so let's go 2 through 5 here. Although, wait a second. What is even going on with this? 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then add image. Like, I'm sorry for the person I'm playing against, but I mean, I'm giving you time odds. I just can't even believe that I have to deal with this right now. It's a good example of how sites can gain or lose your following in terms of, just, I don't even know what's happening. Like, the one time that site wasn't working, I used this. The one time this site isn't working, I use that. This isn't working even still. Okay, I give up. I'm done. This doesn't make any sense at all, but now that the link isn't even working. Okay, it's working now. It might seem silly that I even do this, but it's part of my whole permanent rotation that every time I win or lose. Okay, we still have 5 minutes, so it's fine. Oh yeah, and this guy's only at 894, so you can't even see what it is that I'm doing half the time. But what I want to do is we can push this out here. I actually kind of like this set, but this is something I probably already used before. It just has the philosophers as, you could do that with like any anybody, like just put famous world leaders or, you know, anything. Put Johnny Depp and Amber Heard together. I don't know. So this, they're putting a lot of pressure. But it doesn't matter because you still have the knight there. So they would take, I would take, they would take, I would take, they would take, I would still take. We can take this. So the bishop is gone, and then the knight can be pushed out relatively simply as well. I don't like this pawn position, but it's the correct thing because now they're completely trapped in there and they have to deal with that. So you know, reasonably they're gonna go back there, and so everything's fine. I'm bullying 800 players, but I mean I'm just playing like absolute garbage anyway, so it doesn't matter. Like I've really, you know, sometimes it makes it seem like I'm losing almost on purpose. Or could I not have just taken that like for a while? I'm just assuming that this is covered, but it never was. So how long was it like that? As soon as they did it, I could have just taken it. Like, amazing. You give them too much credit, though. Surely they wouldn't make a mistake like that. So after all that, they still don't even do it. Or I guess, well, that doesn't do anything. But yeah, I mean, they just wonder that. You know, you sometimes don't look for stuff because, oh, why would anybody ever do that? Or you also assume other things. Like better players will do that. They'll assume that, oh, I'm trying to do they're trying to do something because that's the common line or whatever, but it's not actually the case because of the fact that like they might not actually know that they're just doing something random and they don't know any better, but you pretend like I don't know how to explain it. Now, this could be a little dangerous if they open that, but not really. Now this is kind of bad. In there, I don't really like it. They would take, I would take, that's fine. I just gotta move this. And so the bishop has somewhere to go back to. If they take, I could take. You're hitting here. They take that, which I think I just correctly identified that, but I guess I don't really care. We'll go here, we'll try to trade. That's always like my cheat code. If I just trade, everything's fine most of the time, but it's kind of stupid. You see, they played generally well aside from that move where well, several moves where they just blunder a knight and seem totally unaware that it's not covered the whole game. Like other than that, they'd be fine. What is happening? This would be kind of cute, but the problem is that you're not actually posing anything here because you can't actually do that because the queen is there. And so I gotta find a way to incorporate my other pieces here, which are kind of a little out of whack, out of position. And if you can do that, then it would be good. If they take here, it's fine. You can try to get the queen out of there, and that creates at least an uncomfortable position for them. Right, because now there's very few squares they can go to that wouldn't be a trade or wouldn't give up the thing or whatever. It's something is going to happen here. I'm gonna get like 0 rating even for winning this game though. That is a pretty unbelievable downfall though. I don't know. I'm not going to blame this format necessarily as much, but I'm going to say that it's a situation where you should be able to take this anyway. I don't like really the position of most of my pieces here though. Okay, that I wasn't even considering. This is a little bit awkward for sure, but it's really not. You can even do this. They gave that up seemingly for free. So that's the second piece that they've given up for free. So, I mean, this is the kind of competition that I guess I need right now because otherwise I'm just not doing anything. So you can just go like this and then it's fine because you'd be setting up to do the trade. Or I could have just taken it. Right, with the knight. So they're blundering stuff left and right. What I'm more impressed by with people in these tournaments isn't so much, again, that they win games, but the fact that they just think she's Anna Kramling over here. Anna Rudolph. It's just the number of games that they even play. Like, even if I won every game, it doesn't mean that I would win enough in a short enough amount of time. You're doing this, don't really care about it too much. I want to go ahead, take and check. Oh, here you can try to do something with this. I don't know what they're exactly gonna do. They could try to do this, but it's not that I can't cover it back. They would take, I would take, they would take, I would still take. I want to push this, and then I'm going to end up almost trapping my own thing here. This is kind of a boring piece set because it's just with the German philosophers as the king, but everything else is the same. So all you have to do is you go here. If they go here, I can just take. Doesn't really change anything. You could almost have gone there because that's such a dangerous thing. So you'd have to move the rook, and then in the process I could take this, or I could take this. So maybe the worst possible thing you could have done, because now you can do this and then this. And then even this should just be mate, if I'm not mistaken. You can't even feel like this is a big deal, though. Like, you know, it's just a rating discrepancy. Oh, we finally get past that one. It's taking too long to level up with that huge challenge now. But no, I don't like the fact that I'm just incapable of playing at any sort of decent level here. I'm just completely garbage right now. And I'm playing, frankly, way too much chess, too. Like, I don't even want to play this right now. I'm trying to do some of my other formats, some of these new games. I have Slitterhead. I have all these things going on. I've been having an urge to play the Red Dead Bounty Hunter thing. Right, I have so many interesting things to do, but no, I'll just play chess because I'm too lazy and too tired to do anything else. Which is kind of a good recognition. Like, either this or card games, I would always do that kind of thing. If I'm just tired, I'm just going to play something before I go to bed, and I don't really want to get invested in something too much. And so even like NBA 2K, you could just play like one game of it and that would be fine. Like, it would be like a single game one-off type of thing, almost like a sport type of game, like table tennis or something. You could just play a couple matches and then be done with it, which, I mean, any sort of multiplayer game takes on that form too. Like, play a game of Among Us, and then that, each game is its own thing, right? Where you don't need like an ongoing long sense of a playthrough to it. This is at least a good opponent. Like, think about how long it's going to take me to get back to 17 now. Like, I just honestly don't even care. I would rather read a chess book and study and be a tryhard at this point than actually, like, it's so stupid. I hate this aspect of it because I hate when you're so much better than what you play as. Like, it just shows you like you don't enjoy the game, you don't care, you're not trying, which is most people because the game is actually incredibly boring. It's way more boring than I ever would have thought because I just thought like, you know, oh, it's about innate genius or this or that, but it comes down to something so much less than that. You know, you have no doubt. Like, use Gukesh as an example. How much do you think he studied, and how much do you think he's, you know, time he's spent, even being as young as he is? And the answer is it's insane. Now, that doesn't take away from it, right? Certainly not anybody who studied the same amount or played the same amount would be as good as him, but that's the most important factor. It's not about anything else. Like, you have to do that number one, and then you'll have some variable results. It can't be like, oh, you're just good naturally, or you're just going to be smart. There's a lot more that goes into it with studying and borrowed knowledge and openings and everything like that. This is going pretty comfortably. My technique is so foolproof too for how I play, but it's just kind of like, I don't know. I don't really treat it with the right respect. Here the problem is they would take, I would take, they would take, I would take. Like, it messes up my pawns in a way that I don't want to do, but I'll still do it. We'd be trading off multiple pieces. Or I guess not then. So you can't take. You can't take. If they take, I take. This could be a strong file for me to take. They have to actually just bring that bitch back because there's nothing else they can do about it. And if you go here, they would take, I would take. You would need something a little more here. To I want this to happen. So they would take, I would take, they can't take, and then it's adequately covered enough for me. And then you have the ability to, you know, if you take, then I take, so you can't even take there. So take, then go here, then take, then take. Yeah, just imagine if Gukesh would have, you know, been in that mindset that if it goes to the tie breaks, now Ding is going to have the advantage and he's going to be the favorite and he's going to win. So therefore, Gukesh had to push for the win there. And that's kind of, when did you understand it was a draw? That old question to Magnus. It's like, I understood it immediately, but, you know, this is exactly why you keep playing, because you obviously saw something very different here play out. You know, these kind of positions get a little bit annoying because a better player would even say, oh, haha, you should just do this, or this is the best move. It's like, there's nothing about this position that's intuitive in terms of the actual best move would be something super like arcane and just weird. Like, you would never think of it. No normal amount of limited thought is going to tell you that. Julio Gruon. Grunon. I don't really like going here because it feels like, I guess I will, but it feels like it makes you too much of a target. You can get potentially back ranked or something stupid happens. There's so many cool pieces you could make too that unfortunately there are a lot of cool ones already there, but a lot of them don't work anymore. Or wedding pants depends. Who are they even talking to? Like, they feel like they're talking to their matchup. Like, we're talking to everybody though in the tournament. I'm assuming. Like, that's not my opponent, so they're just saying that randomly to anybody. So everything is fine with this. Again, this could turn into something scary where I'll get back rank mated just because I'm a clown. And you can do this, but you can't. You could do the double stack here, or you could just... Oh, I don't know. This becomes a very stale, annoying position, so we could double stack. It's not going to do anything because I can just... They can just attack it with the bishop itself, although I could protect it with my own. This is just like one of those, okay, I'm more than happy to do that. They would take, I could take, they would take, I could take. So that was a horrible move. Like, I just get a free pawn. Yeah, that would be like a mini series I would do too if I was better. Like, let me look at famous chess games played in shows and movies and stuff, even in books. Like, I looked at the Harry Potter one and analyzed that the other day, and then I did the same thing with the Code Geass one. The Code Geass one made no sense at all if that was actually the position, because Schneidel was actually winning by a certain amount or something crazy was happening. So you have a situation where if they bring the rook I could take, I'm attacking the bishop itself. So I'm going to take for sure, and you kind of have to, or I guess you don't really have to, but I would take... No, there'll be some rhyme or reason as far as which one is better to take, probably. But I can't really see it. What if I did this? They would take, I would... No, it's not worth it. This is just so it would have forced them to do that, but actually I was immediately wrong because they're like, oh, I'll go here, and then they'll go here, and then I'll take, but then they'll take. If I take there, I guess it would be fine. Look how hard bro is fighting, dude. This is a mismatch, but not for me, because he's obviously playing a 1700 plus here. They go down to there, I can go up to here and then take the rook. But the problem is if I do that exact threat that I was worried about from before, but then again, it doesn't matter because I can give a check. I can take it, give a check, and then still, just as long as I don't get greedy and do it this way, like, and take the bishop too. Or wait a second. I wasn't thinking about that at all, actually. So yeah, this king position came back to bite me. I'm still in a good spot, actually, but The good thing with this is the simple fact that, well, if they go back, then I can't move the thing. I can't take. You could take here and you have a check. Everything is just always super obvious. So then it becomes, you know, how much can you really make a big spectacle out of it? Or actually there, I could have taken it. I don't know what I'm doing. The only reason why you couldn't take is if they were threatening that. I'm in a good spot, but these positions do tend to drag on a little bit more than I like. Oh. You can always move the king now, so you don't have to worry about it too much. Let's just go here. So now, if they go down, I could take. If they go down, I could move. And then there's no suitable check to do for a while. Don't you love that? Like, oh, I'm always half asleep when I'm playing, you know, either these card games or chess. Like, I would always do that with Hearthstone. But as if that wouldn't, oh shit. As if that wouldn't benefit me somehow. Or like, that wouldn't hurt my level of play somehow. When in doubt, just randomly push a pawn because I'm getting already impatient about this. Like, it's so stupid. You should be able to do something of some consequence here if I go back. Let's say they went here. I would push. They would take. I would take. They would take. I would still take. You're really gonna do that, bro? Bro is really doing that. Bro, go ahead, man. Make it worth my time to do this. Like, you really want to play this like it's the biggest game of your life, bro. Bro is calculating harder than Ding Liren in game 14, where he makes an obvious mistake. Obvious for high level players or moderate to high level play. Like, yeah, I'm not trying to be a dick about it, but it's like, it just isn't what you'd expect. Or like even Kramnik was disappointed, but again, it's Magnus's fault ultimately, even if it's his choice or whatever, that you would not do that responsibility of you know, you're the one who's, and there you could say, oh, that's boring too because every game's a draw, but at least then you know it's the highest level player possible that you're going for, instead of I don't actually see what the big deal with that is, because you give a check, but then I can move, and then you can't even give another check. What? Okay, so I just blundered my thing for no reason at all. I'm not too happy about it. And this is where you almost start to get bored of the position a little bit. They drag it out so long, bro. He's gonna take the rest of my natural life to do this. You can't do anything there as far as I can tell. 59 seconds, and you have the ability to I've won like one game so far actually. Okay, dude, I don't even have energy for another one. This dude just wanted to take all night, and that's fine. The result's still gonna be the same. I like how I just blundered that pawn too. The one I was trying to push it before, I just assumed it was covered. Normally I like to trade the queen too because then you feel so much safer. Right, the queen is way too dynamic that it causes a lot of problems. Speaking of blundering a pawn, so they'll go to there, I guess, and the reason why is because it doesn't really matter. Oh shit. So you would have given a check there, it still wouldn't be made, but then you could kind of vacillate back and forth probably and just give an infinite number of checks and do whatever you want with it, so that's why I did it. And so now you get to let's see what we got. You got 4 seconds left. They bring it to there, and then all I have to do is we could make another double stack. And you could go here. Hitting there, that's fine. Oh shit, I actually kind of made a mistake there too because I can't do another one, but they could have given that check there and that might have been bad. Okay, I hate to leave early, but I'm too tired, so see you tomorrow.